So Champions League, the one trophy that's missing from our collection. Can we finally end that drought this year? Quarterfinal, our first quarterfinal since 2010. This is over and over and over again. This is Matchday Live. It is Arsenal versus Bayern Munich from the Emirates Stadium. First leg of the Champions League quarterfinal. Come on, you guys. So it's not just Matchday Live, it is Champions League Matchday Live, of course. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich. What a game this is going to be. I'm sure it's going to be a really tense and exciting night. Well, 2 nights, really, because it's got next week as well away in Bavaria. Let's see if we can take some sort of lead over there. Will be great, wouldn't it? Whatever that lead is, I will take all day long. Now, what is the team news then for this big Champions League quarter-final? Let's have a look, shall we? So this is our Arsenal lineup then. It is David Raya in goal, the back four, Ben White, William Saliba, Gabriel, and Jakub Kiwior comes at left back, thankfully, instead of Zinchenko. A lot more defensive solidity there. In midfield, Declan Rice, Jorginho, and Martin Odegaard, the captain. And in the front three, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and they'll be either side of Kai Havertz, man of the moment. He is, isn't he, with his great performances recently on the bench, and pretty much everybody else in the squad. Aaron Ramsdale, Carl Hein, Takahiro Tomiyasu, Alexander Zinchenko, Thomas Partey, Mo Elneny, Emil Smith-Rowe, Fabio Vieira, Reece Nelson, Leandro Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, and Eddie Nketiah. So the team news for Bayern Munich then, Manuel Neuer, their experienced goalkeeper. They've got Matthias de Ligt, Eric Dyer, Joshua Kimmich, Alphonso Davies, Leon Goretzka, Konrad Lamia, Jamal Musiala, and of course the front three we know very well, Leroy Sané, Harry Kane, and Serge Gnabry, of course, former Arsenal player and a former Tottenham player as well in that lineup for Bayern Munich tonight. So exciting team lineup, isn't it, from both teams actually? And this should be a really exciting game and a really difficult game for Arsenal to get through. Terry's with us already. He says, good evening, Richard, all in the chat. It's time to stand up and be counted tonight. Absolutely, 100%. That's exactly what it is. It is time for this team to say, you know what? We are actually a serious team now in Europe, not just in the Premier League, not just domestically, but in Europe. You know, we haven't, our record in European competitions is nowhere near good enough for a club like Arsenal. Mikel Arteta's, management career at Arsenal in Europe has been terrible. We need something big tonight, don't we? And obviously going forward as well. Phil says, let's go Gunners. Indeed, let's go. Phil says, I'm excited, but also shit. Yeah, I think we're all the same, my friend. I think we all are. We all feel a little bit like that. Terry says, join the club. Terry says, also good to see Dyer playing for Bayern. It's like they're playing 3 at the back. Yeah. I mean, Eric Dyer, the only thing you could say about Eric Dyer is at least he knows the opposition, he knows the stadium, he's played here before, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, he's got a mistake in him. And obviously, Bayern's strength is their attack, isn't it? Their front three, Sané, Kane, and Gnabry. That is a really, really strong front three, isn't it? In fact, you could almost argue it's a stronger front three than ours. It's difficult maybe to definitely say that, but it's certainly, you could argue that, couldn't you? When you look at that front three that they've got, really, really quality attacking players. I do feel as though defensively, you've mentioned Eric Dyer, that's clearly their weakness, isn't it? So that's where we need to exploit. We've been very solid defensively, so it could well be one of the best defenses in Europe against one of the best attacks. And it's just going to be whether or not we can create enough good opportunities to really make them pay and keep a clean sheet. Although, of course, away goals don't count anymore, do they? So it's not like we have to say, well, we have to keep a clean sheet tonight. As long as we win the game, I think that's the most important thing, isn't it? Win the game, and then we've got a lead to defend over in Germany. And I do feel as though if we can win this game tonight, if we've got a lead, even if it's just a 1-goal lead, whether it's 1-0, 2-1, whatever it is, I feel as though with something to defend over there, I think we can get through. If we go there, maybe we draw tonight, or worst case scenario, we lose, then it's going to be really, really tough, isn't it? And you'd have to say our chances of going through would be massively small. But I'm confident our home form's good. We're not conceding goals. And yeah, we've got obviously a goal threat, but so have Bayern Munich. If they click in that front three, I really feel as though that they can cause us some problems. They've got pace, they've got skill, and of course in Harry Kane, they have got whatever we think of him, from his Tottenham days. He is one of the best goal scorers in European football, isn't he? There's no question about that. Absolutely no question at all. The goals he scored this season for Bayern Munich, the most he's ever scored in his career, and he scored a few, didn't he, at Tottenham? So yeah, obviously he's a threat. His goal scoring record against Arsenal, we all know how good that is. So yes, that's the threat there, right there, isn't it? And I'm sure Bayern Munich will be looking to try and keep things tight, pack the midfield, try and deny us opportunities. And of course, when they can go forward, they are going to cause us problems, aren't they? Leroy Sané always caused us problems when he played for Manchester City. And of course, we know all about Serge Gnabry, don't we? That hat-trick he scored against Tottenham a few years ago in the Champions League. So yes, we know his quality. Former Arsenal player, of course. Never quite, for whatever reason, it never quite happened for him at Arsenal, did it? But he's certainly one of the best attacking wide players in Europe, isn't he? There's no doubt about that. When he's on his game, he's very difficult to defend against. So let's hope that we can keep him quiet as well. But yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Let's get your score predictions in. Obviously, I'll take any Arsenal win. I think Bayern will probably score, because we don't tend to keep as many clean sheets at home anyway. And as I say, they've got that massive goal threat going forward. I'm going to go 2-1 to Arsenal, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was a draw tonight. But let's raise our game and let's win this game 2-1. But it could be quite a difficult game. Nathan's what say, doing Nathan, good to see you. You've gone 1-1. Okay, yeah, I say I wouldn't be massively surprised if it was a draw. I've got to be honest. I think first legs when you're at home are actually quite difficult, aren't they? Because obviously, you don't want to lose the game, but to take a win to the second leg is so important, isn't it? And it's that getting that balance right, isn't it, between not overcommitting yourself forward so you don't concede a goal, but also making sure that you take enough chances, enough risks to actually win the game. So it's tough being at home first. It hasn't really done us any favours, has it? It's easier. Slightly easier, I think, if you're at home in the second leg, especially if you've gone away and got a good result in that first leg. And I say Bayern Munich have got no real, they don't need to necessarily win the game, do they? They'll be quite happy with a draw. I'm sure they would. I'm sure they'll take a draw right now, Bayern Munich. So, the emphasis is on us at home, and it's going to be tough. So I'll take the 2-1 and let's see where we go. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a draw, actually. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Nathan says, looking forward to this. No, it's going to be great. Terry says 3-2. Well, 3-2 would do, won't it? 1-0, 2-1, 3-2. I'll take any victory, whatever it is. Obviously, if we can win by 2 or 3 goals, then it makes next week a lot easier, doesn't it? We can just relax into that game. And obviously, a 1-goal lead is always going to be dodgy, but yeah, I don't think this is going to be a game we are going to win 2 or 3-0. I honestly don't. I think it's going to be tight. It's going to be tough, and I think we're going to have to play at our very, very best to win the game tonight and take a lead over there. But there's no reason why we can't. Of course, we know what a great team we are. We know what a great team we can be at the minute. We're playing well, and yeah. Let's just try and play our game. Let's not play the occasion. And I think it's sometimes in Europe, I think Mikel Arteta has done that, hasn't he? Even in the last round against Porto, I thought he played the occasion rather than the opposition in the game. And it was a different Arsenal that we saw in both those 2 legs. And that would be my worry tonight and next week, is that are we going to play in that European kind of fashion that we've struggled with over the years? Or are we going to just play our normal game? And that should be enough to win this first leg, I think. But it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, isn't it? Obviously, Bayern are a different team to most opposition that we play in the Premier League, the way that they play and all that kind of stuff, But of course, their manager, Thomas Tuchel, has got experience of playing in the Premier League, hasn't he? Of managing in the Premier League, when, of course, he was manager of Chelsea. And let's remember, they, of course, won the Champions League. So he's got that experience of winning this competition. So, Bayern, we're going to be, let's not be under any sort of illusion that this isn't going to be a difficult game or difficult 2 games. But we've got enough to win and go through. Yes, of course we have. Can we do it, though? That's the question, isn't it? Nathan says, to be fair, Guardiola has done it a few times in the Champions League. Yeah, exactly. But it is all about, for me, these next two games are all about Arsenal looking to impose our game onto them, not adopt this European kind of tactics, really. But anyway, let's see how it goes. The teams are in the tunnel. Arsenal, of course, in red and white. What else would we be in at the Emirates? Bayern Munich are in a black and purple away kit, which they've got tracksuits right at the minute, but certainly the kit looks like it's going to be quite nice. But anyway, enough of the kits. Let's get on with the action. That's what we need. Terry says all 16 need to stand up tonight. Can't afford any stragglers. No, absolutely not. Everyone's got to step up and do their job. Exactly. We can't afford any passengers, and the whole squad is going to probably be well needed in this game. Everyone on the bench has got to be ready to come on and have to play a part should they need to, because, these are the sort of games where the teams are now about to enter the field of play. Of course, Harry Kane and Eric Dyer know this arena very well, don't they? They've played here so many times, of course, in North London derbies. And while this game is going to be totally different to all of those North London derbies, there's going to be a lot of edge to it. It's going to be a very, very interesting game. And I say Arsenal's first quarter-final of the Champions League since 2010. Wow. Long time since we've got to this stage. And can we go to our first semi-final since, 2009, wasn't it? That season when we lost to Manchester United. And it could be the other Manchester team that we meet in the semi-final, couldn't it, should we get there? But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We need to take everything one game at a time. I've not even been thinking about the Premier League or Aston Villa. I've been thinking about this game since the weekend, and this is the only game that matters, isn't it? We've got to get a positive result here tonight, and look forward to next week. And then, after the game tonight, we can then start looking ahead to Villa, can't we, at that weekend? Which is going to be another difficult game because Villa are a decent side as well, aren't they? But we're at home. I expect we'll win that, but we'll talk about that later. As for tonight, it is all about the Champions League, isn't it? The Champions League. I say the one competition that eludes us, or has eluded us, out of our marvellous history of great success over so many years. And the Champions League is the one thing, isn't it, that is missing. And we've got to put that right. We've got to put that right sooner or later. Whether it's this season, whether it's next season, whether it's the next 3 or 4 years, we've got to win this competition. We have to at some stage. We all remember 2006. Well, we don't all remember it. Some of us were too young, but most of us can remember 2006, obviously the run to the final in Paris and how close we were. And I felt at the time, coming back from that game, that was our big opportunity and we may never get another one. That was how it felt at the time. And nothing's really changed since in many ways. But I'm starting to feel now, in fact, we'll see how tonight goes first, but I kind of think we've got more chance in the Champions League than we ever win in the Premier League. I know that seems strange when we're top of the league in the Premier League with 7 games to play. But when you look at the Champions League over 2 legs and look who, Man City over 2 legs, we've beaten them this season, haven't we? If you look at the home and away, we won 1-0. Real Madrid would be difficult, but home and away, I still think that we can beat most teams. So I think if we can get through this game here in the semi-final, then, this could be our year, maybe, but we'll see. Sometimes, Bayern Munich have struggled a bit in the league, haven't they? All their focus now is on the Champions League. They've got nothing else to play for. They're not going to win their domestic league. Bayer Leverkusen have got that wrapped up, of course, thanks to Granit Xhaka and Xabi Alonso play a little part in that, but mainly Granit Xhaka. So they've got that wrapped up. So Bayern Munich now have literally got everything on this Champions League. So that makes them a dangerous opponent for us. If you remember, the same happened to us in 2006. We wasn't going to win the league. We were out of that. So we focused everything on those Champions League games, didn't we? And we got all the way to the final. So, and I say they've got a manager who knows how to do it, who knows how to win this competition. So, let's see. Mark C says, come on you Reds. Indeed, come on you Reds. And Nathan says, call me crazy. I actually consider Arsenal outside favourites for their whole competition. I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think we need to fear anyone that's left in it. Obviously, it's not easy competition to win. We've found that out many times. But I say we can't get carried away. What we have to do is focus on one game at a time. And tonight is the game we have to focus on. We have to get a result tonight. We have to take a result away. Bayern Munich, of course, did win. I know Manchester United aren't the team they were, but they won home and away against Man United in the group stage, Bayern. So they know how to beat English teams. I say Tommy Tickle knows what he's doing when it comes to organising a team, doesn't he? He's a very, very experienced coach, knows how to win big games. So let's go. We're about to kick off. Arsenal are attacking the goal to our right, which is the clock end. Bayern, all in black, will be attacking the North Bank in this first half, and we're about to get going and underway here at the Emirates Stadium in North London, of course, and it will be in North London forever. Anyway, Bayern Munich have kicked off. We are off and underway in this Champions League quarter-final first leg. Arsenal versus Bayern Munich, of course. I think we're all pretty certain we're going to get a slightly better result than the last time we played against this opposition. When, of course, they beat us 10-2 on aggregate, didn't they? 5-1 in both legs. I do think that was a little bit... I don't think those two results were necessarily fair on the overall scheme. You remember the second leg, we was 1-0 up for a long time in that game, and then Koscielny got sent off, didn't he? And then, obviously, Bayern got a lot of quick goals. And the first leg, again, it was quite close for a long time, wasn't it? So, you know, we've got... Obviously, none of these players played in that game, but, you know, we've got some sort of revenge to get tonight, haven't we? We haven't beaten Bayern for a long time. Anyway, the Bayern just wasted a free kick there, and Tommy Tickle didn't look very happy with life, did he, with that there? He doesn't seem to wear the baseball cap he used to wear when he was at Chelsea anymore, does he? Even though his hair is deciding to disappear. But anyway, Arsenal have taken that goal kick. David Raya goes long up the middle. Kai Havertz challenges for that. It's a good header, actually, by Eric Dyer, I think it was. Decent header. In fact, it wasn't. It was De Ligt, sorry. The Dutchman. And now the ball's back with Manuel Neuer. For a long time, considered to be the best goalkeeper in the world, wasn't he, Manuel Neuer? He's probably past his best now, but he's still a decent keeper, isn't he? And you know what you're going to get with him, don't you? He's going to be solid and strong, and he's going to not make too many mistakes, is he? So the emphasis is, of course, on Arsenal to... try and find a way past him, of course, which I'm sure we will. But anyway, it's been a bit of a lively start. 2 minutes played. It is still Arsenal 0, Bayern Munich 0. No real chances yet at either end, and Arsenal just trying to settle down. Arsenal will be nervous. There's no doubt. You know, we haven't played at this stage of the competition. None of these players have played in this stage for Arsenal. Of course, some have done well in Europe before. Kai Havertz, of course, scored the winning goal for Thomas Tuchel's Chelsea, didn't he? In the final of this competition back in, was it 2019, wasn't it? I think it was. And, of course, Declan Rice skippered West Ham to a European trophy last season. So we've got some players who have done well in European competitions elsewhere. Jorginho as well, of course, has won. Did he win the Europa League when he played for Chelsea? Quite possibly. He might have been won the Champions League, was he in the Chelsea team that night? So we've got players in the team that have won big European trophies, but not this collective unit hasn't. And we've got a lot of players who've never played at this stage of the competition. So, of course, we're going to be nervous. And, of course, it's going to be a matter of battling through this. Anyway, the ball played up this near side, looking for the run of Ben White. And that has gone out for a throw to Arsenal. Arteta's looking a little bit frustrated with that ball, giving away possession too easily. And we can't do that, can we? We're going to have to be good and neat and tidy with the ball tonight. I say because Bayern Munich do have a real threat, don't they, in terms of their attacking talent that they've got. So we need to be careful. But Bayern in possession on this near side, popping the ball around pretty comfortably. And now they've switched it over to the far side. It's good play actually from Bayern Munich. And they're coming forward now. Shako Kyrgios's been sucked in a little bit. And then Declan Rice tries to win the ball but isn't able to. This is good play from Bayern, actually. This is looking a very dangerous attack on this near side. It is Bayern coming forward inside the Arsenal penalty area. And there's a little tackle goes in there from Jorginho, but Bayern still in possession. This is looking dangerous. But we have forced them back. Eric Dyer plays it square to De Ligt. And now it's going over to that far side. And Kimmich. And that ball's dinked over the top. Oh, there's a little bit of space here for Bayern Munich, sorry. Looked like there was an offside, but it wasn't given. Saka's doing some defensive work there and does well, but Bayern do manage to keep possession. Serge Gnabry, he'll know this stadium as well, won't he? Having played here for Arsenal on a number of occasions back in the Arsene Wenger days. Well, it seems incredible that Serge Gnabry never quite made it at Arsenal, did he? When you look at what he's done in a Bayern Munich shirt. Anyway, Bayern coming forward again, but Eric Dyer can't control the ball, unsurprisingly. And it's gone out for a throw to Arsenal on this near side. And Real Madrid are playing Manchester City. It looks as though they're showing a little bit of the action there. So you imagine it's a free kick to City. They've probably scored away in Bayern Munich. So if they have, that will be a good position for Man City to be in. Oh, it was straight from a free kick. It has gone in. Was that Jack Grealish with that free? Oh, it's Bernardo Silva. So Bernardo Silva's put Man City ahead already. Wow, away in Real Madrid. That's a great start for them, isn't it? Bernardo Silva with the goal. Man City, of course, the holders of the Champions League. Another English team to win it before us. Not good, is it? Not good at all. Nathan says it's so odd seeing Dyer play for Bayern. It's even more odd seeing Harry Kane play for Bayern. Let's be honest. That is really strange, isn't it? It's difficult to get your head around that. You know, I never expected him to ever leave Tottenham. I thought he'd play for Tottenham his whole career. So it's a real shock, isn't it, to see him playing for Bayern Munich or playing for any other team other than Tottenham, really. But yeah, Eric Dyer, he's a strange player, isn't he? He's had when you look at what he's done in his career, it's been quite amazing, really. When you look at how average he is as a player. But anyway, it is going to be a throw to Arsenal on this near side. Ben White is going to take this midway inside the Bayern Munich half. We've played 6 minutes. Arsenal 0, Bayern 0. Nothing really has happened as yet. And Man City are 1-0 up. Terry says, what a great free kick by Man City. It was a clever free kick, wasn't it? Took it quite quickly, caught the goalkeeper out, and Man City have got that early lead and they're on their way. Are they to the semi-final? Who will they play? Well, it's going to be either us or Bayern Munich. That's for certain, isn't it? Because we know the draw already. But we can't worry too much about any kind of semi-final. We've got 2 very difficult games to get through first, and there's an offside against Bukayo Saka, I think it might have been. It's a free kick which Manuel Neuer has taken quickly. Bukayo Saka's in, won the ball. Now Kai Havertz on the edge of the penalty area. The Bayern penalty plays it back to Martin Odegaard. Arsenal got a player over Martinelli with a shot. Oh, it's fired just wide. First big chance for Arsenal. And it was Martinelli there. Mistake at the back from Bayern Munich. Bukayo Saka steps in. Nice ball to Kai Havertz. He did well. Martin Odegaard found Martinelli. Very central he was. He tried to fire it in that far corner. And it beat the Bayern goalkeeper, Manuel Neuer. But I think he kind of felt fairly comfortable that it was going wide. And it's 0-0. But that's Arsenal's first chance. A mistake from Bayern at the back. And I do feel there will be mistakes at the back. Mark C says keeper not getting near that if it was on target. No, to be fair though, I think as soon as he hit it, the keeper knew it was off target, so he didn't really make much of a move towards it, did he? If he'd been worried, I think he would have moved his feet quicker and dived. But anyway, yeah, as it stood, he wouldn't have got it. No, it was a good effort, but it's gone wide, and that's Arsenal's first chance. So that was a mistake at the back, and I think there'll be more mistakes at the back from Bayern. That is definitely their weakness. But that free kick there wasn't great, was it, from Martin Odegaard? And it's gone out for a goal kick to Bayern Munich. We're playing multi-ball, and the ball is hopefully going to be in play for a lot of this game because there's a potential for it to be really exciting. And it's not been a bad start as it 8 minutes played. It's still 0-0, but it's certainly been an interesting tactical battle here. And Bayern Munich looking to bring the ball forward from the back. I don't think Harry Kane's had a touch yet, 8 minutes played and he's not had a kick. But then how many times have we said that in the North London derby over the years? And it's only taken one and he scored, and that's it. Anyway, the early yellow card for Alphonso Davies, the Canadian defender for Bayern Munich. A foul there on Bukayo Saka. From behind it was, and it was a foul. I mean, it's a little bit of a harsh yellow card, if we're totally honest. It's a soft yellow card, isn't it? But we'll take it. And he's now got to be careful, hasn't he, Alphonso Davies, against Bukayo Saka. And actually, he's going to miss the next game after that booking. Thomas Tuchel doesn't look very happy, shaking his head on the touchline. And I thought that was a harsh yellow card. I've got to be honest. It was a foul. Of course, it was a foul. Yes, it's a foul, a free kick, no problem. I didn't think it was a yellow card. And you'd be disappointed, wouldn't you, if your team got a yellow card for a challenge like that so early in the game. But anyway, it will take it, of course. Bukayo Saka's back on his feet again, not moving too freely. But we've got a free kick now and an opportunity to get that ball into the box, or certainly towards the box. It's still quite a long way out on this near side. but we've got some height in there. Saliba, Gabriel, Kiwior, Kai Havertz, of course. Harry Kane's back defending for Bayern. Declan Rice, I think, is going to take this free kick. In fact, we play it short to Martin Ødegaard. Everyone's expecting a ball into the box. Saka now on this near side. He needs to keep running at that. Davis, doesn't he, now, having been on a yellow card. Martin Ødegaard finds Declan Rice again on this near side, plays it back to Martin Ødegaard. Arsenal starting to pop that ball around. Ben White now dinks it over the top, over on that far side, looking for Martinelli. Can he keep it in? No, he can't. That's gone out for a goal kick. In fact, the referee says, no, it had gone out for a goal kick. But anyway, play on. It's gone out this time. It went out the first time as well. You can clearly see the ball went out. But anyway, Martinelli knew it had gone out, so he stopped. And then he realised the referee said play on, so he played on. But he overran it anyway. In the end, it's gone behind for a goal kick to Bayern Munich. We've played 10 minutes. And it is Arsenal 0, Bayern 0. And it's been a decent start, though, from Arsenal. Bayern haven't threatened at all yet. And I say Harry Kane hasn't even had a kick, which we want to try and keep his touches to a minimum, don't we, if we're going to get a good result here? Because I say he knows where the goal is. Certainly in this particular stadium, he scored here on a number of occasions. A lot of penalties, to be fair. A lot of the goals he scored against Arsenal have been penalties, haven't they? It's not like he scored a lot from open play, but his goal scoring record speaks for itself. And we're certainly not going to underestimate the threat that Harry Kane is going to pose should he get the service. But so far he hasn't. And Arsenal have been the more dominant team in these opening 11 minutes. And that one big effort from Gabriel Martinelli, which fired just past the post. William Saliba now, Gabriel inside the centre circle finds Martin Ødegaard, bringing it forward in this right-hand channel. Finds Saka, gets it back. Martin Ødegaard finds William Saliba. Now it's back with Martin Ødegaard again. Chips the ball over the top for Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka almost got past Davis, but the first touch wasn't great. Now Saka again comes and shot in. Oh, and it's there. Arsenal have scored. Bukayo Saka, 12 minutes played. What a great goal that is. Not great defending from Bayern, but we don't care. A great finish from Bukayo Saka. Curled that in to the bottom corner. 11 minutes gone, and it's already... And that can only mean one thing. Indeed, it is 1-0 to the Arsenal. Marcy says, bingo. Nathan says, a great turn and finish. It was, yeah. Arsenal did well there to win the ball back. And then Saka, first time actually took it, didn't he? Just moved his body away. And then it was Ben White with the ball in, and he just managed to curl it around the defender, use the defender as a shield almost, didn't it? It was Eric Dyer in actual fact. Stood off him, gave him the opportunity, fired it into that bottom corner. Terry says, get in there. Neighbour says, no chance. See, Eric Dyer there didn't do anything, did he? He didn't close him down, he didn't do anything. He just stood off. And Saka used him as a shield and rolled that ball into the bottom corner. And the look on Harry Kane's face kind of says it all, really, doesn't it? It's been a good start from Arsenal. It's been rewarded after just 12 minutes. It is Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 0. Still a very long way to go in this game and in this tie. But anyway, it's a good start. It's what we needed. Start strongly. Bayern are looking to respond on this near side. We've not really threatened at all yet. Russ says, evening, Rich and chat. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you. Not a bad start, is it? Mark C says, good hustling by White and Havertz to create that. Yeah, it was, yeah. Defender Davis should have maybe dealt with it initially, but he didn't, and we made the most of it. It was good play all round and a really good finish. That's a proper Champions League goal, isn't it, from Bukayo Saka, and Arsenal lead 1-0 very, very early in this tie. But as we said, a long way to go, so it's going to be tough to maintain this. But we've got the opportunity, haven't we? It's been a good start. I think we can build on this. And I say, if we can take a lead over to Germany, that would be pretty amazing, wouldn't it? And it would put us in a really, really strong position, this brilliant defensive record that we've got this season. And, yeah, if we can build on this lead, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? Anyway, that's a long ball forward from Eric Dyer over on that far side. Harry Kane still hasn't had a touch, by the way. Should we make a note of all the touches Harry Kane has in this game and see if he can get more than 2, because he hasn't had any so far, and we've played 14.5 minutes. Anyway, let's not get too excited, because I say he normally only needs 1, doesn't he? and it often ends up in the back of the net, especially our net. So let's see. But I say he hasn't touched the ball yet, Harry Kane. Anyway, Martin Odegaard brings it forward, finds William Saliba on his near side, gets it back again. Martin Odegaard, the captain, inside the centre circle, just pops it off to Gabriel, gets it back again. Martin Odegaard now, William Saliba on this near side. Ben White makes a run forward. He finds Saka instead, the goal scorer for Arsenal. His 17th goal of the season, Bukayo Saka, in all competitions. He is at a great season, hasn't he? Certainly in the goals charts he has, hasn't he? Scoring and assists. He's made not what he's been at his best this season, maybe in certain games. He's looked a little bit tired at times, but he's very effective and dangerous, isn't he? And he's been very effective again for Arsenal with that opening goal. Now Arsenal still in possession, just inside our own half. Now Martin Odegaard's got the ball, dinks it over the top again, looking for Ben White. His head is cleared over by Davis, not very far. It's back to Ben White inside the box, a chance for 2-0. Oh, if that had fallen to anyone else, it would probably have been 2-0. He's hit it straight at the keeper there, one-on-one with Neuer. He's got to put that in, surely there. It's a nice ball over the top. A mistake at the back again from, that's Gnabry actually. He was onside, Ben White. Lovely first touch as well, but the finish was terrible. Straight at the goalkeeper there. Nathan says there, got to be 2-0. Good ball by Havertz. It was good play from Arsenal. That is a terrible finish. It's almost like it was a defender's finish, let's be honest. And Ben White will admit that himself. He's not a striker. He's not noted for his goal-scoring abilities, but he really does need to do better there. Hit straight at the keeper is really disappointing. If that had been Kai Havertz on the end of that, or Bukayo Saka again, it is probably 2-0. And Real Madrid have equalised in the Bernabeu as a deflected effort there. And it is, in fact, it looks like Real Madrid are going to go 2-1 up. There's been a couple of goals. Is it going to be another goal for Real Madrid? And it is. It's 2-1 to Real Madrid. That's a cheeky little goal, isn't it? So 2 quick goals for Real Madrid. They've turned it around. And Ancelotti's team lead 2-1. Wow. Mark C says there, either side. Yeah, exactly. That was a big, big chance. Are we going to regret that? You do feel a 2-0 advantage this early in the game would really put us in a strong position, wouldn't it, to go on and get the victory that we need. But yeah, wow, it's Real Madrid have come back to lead 2-1. 2 quick goals there. That was incredible there, really, wasn't it? Wow. Anyway, that is the situation there. And just as well, we've got, we'll keep you updated with the Lionesses as well. They are playing away in the Republic of Ireland, the Euros qualifier, of course. And it is Republic of Ireland 0, England 2 at half time. It is Lauren James and an Alex Greenwood penalty have given England, a good advantage there. Greenwood's missed a second penalty in that game. England in control, the Lionesses away in the Republic of Ireland, looking to make up for that draw against Sweden. Of course, we're going to the game against France. Anyway, Bayern Munich have a chance to come equalise, and they've scored. They have equalised, and it's Serge Gnabry, the former Arsenal player. Not really much surprise. An old Arsenal player comes back, and we just had a big chance to make it 2-0, and we have been made to pay Serge Gnabry with the finish. He does like scoring in North London in the Champions League, and that was poor play from Arsenal there all round, wasn't it? It really wasn't great defending, and Bayern ripped through us there. And I said they've got that threat going forward. It was one long ball. Not quite sure what Arsenal were doing at the back here. Gabriel got in a bit of a muddle. Could have played it back to the goalkeeper. He didn't. A poor ball. We gave it away. Great run there from Serge Gnabry, and a lovely ball played through to him as well, actually. He's onside, and a good finish past Raya. And Bayern Munich have showed their threat going forward. David Raya got a little touch on it, couldn't keep it out. Terry says, bollocks indeed. Mark C says, yeah, smash it down the field. Or pass it back to the goalkeeper, one or the other. See, this is the trouble, isn't it? We play too much football, and sometimes you can't do that. It was a decent finish from Serge Gnabry, and Bayern Munich wasn't behind for very long. Nathan says, Gabriel, yeah, it was poor from Gabriel. There's no doubt about that. Really, really poor. He had plenty of options there, didn't he? He could have, as you said, he could have booted out the pitch. He could have gone back to the goalkeeper. In the end, it was a really poor clearance, and Arsenal made to pay. We're coming straight forward again, and Gnabry actually clears that one away. And we've played 19 minutes, and it's Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1. It's been quite an exciting night in the Champions League so far already, hasn't it? There's been in the 2 games tonight, there's been 5 goals already. We've only played 20 minutes. Incredible. Nathan says that you get punished at this level. Absolutely, yeah. With players of this quality, you make mistakes like that. Of course, you're gonna be punished. But Bayern made a defensive mistake, got punished. We've done the same, and it's 1-1. Luckily, away goals don't count, so technically we're back at 0-0 really, because it's not like it used to be when away goal could have been absolutely crucial. It's not going to make too much difference in the overall scheme of things, but it means we've got to come back and try and get a lead again, because we've worked hard to get that lead, a good goal, and we've just basically thrown it away, gifted them an equalizer there. Really poor that was from Gabriel. And then even after that, we didn't deal with the situation particularly well either, did we? We've got a free kick now. Bukayo Saka was fouled again. And that seems to be Bayern's tactic at the moment. Every time Saka gets the ball, someone different to foul him. And that particular time it was Trossard who fouled him now. And it is a free kick to Arsenal on this near side. A bit similar to the earlier one, actually, which brought that yellow card for Alphonso Davies. Are we going to put the ball in the box this time? By the way, we played 20 minutes. Harry Kane still hasn't touched the ball, by the way. Anyway, it is Arsenal 1, Bayern 1. Declan Rice is going to take this free kick again. Last time he went short to Martin Odegaard, but Bayern Munich have switched on to that. They've got a player marking Odegaard this time, so this one probably is going to go in towards the penalty area. It does go in towards the edge of the box, but it's cleared away by Bayern. Looked like a handball from Kai Havertz, but the referee says no, it's off his shoulder, and Arsenal still in possession. Declan Rice pings that ball over to the far side to Gabriel Martinelli. Takes it on his chest back in the side tonight for Arsenal, having a run at this Bayern Munich defence. Plays the ball back again to Gabriel. He'll be desperate to make up for that mistake, won't he? Jorginho finds Martinelli again. Can he get the cross? And he does get the cross in. Header comes in from Kiwior, actually. Jakob Kiwior's up there with the header, but it was straight at goalkeeper Manuel Neuer. And you need to direct your header better than that with this goalkeeper. He may be past his best. He may be getting on in age, but he's still a decent goalkeeper. And you need to test him a little bit more than that. Anyway, Bayern now trying to play it out from the back. Eric Dyer instead goes long. There's 2 players fall over there, and Serge Gnabry picks the ball up. In fact, the referee, it was Harry Kane. He still didn't touch the ball. Harry Kane's conceded a free kick, though. Or did he touch the ball? He's pushed Gabriel over, so no, he didn't touch the ball. And then he was claiming he was fouled. Sorry, Harry, mate, you wasn't, so stop being a dick. Anyway, Arsenal got a free kick inside the centre circle. We've played, 22 and a half, midway through this first half, and it's been an interesting game, hasn't it? Arsenal played pretty well for the most part, but a terrible mistake as gifted by the equaliser after Bukayo Saka's opening goal. And it is 1-1. Serge Gnabry with the equaliser. Arsenal coming forward again, looking to try to restore the lead. But Bayern Munich can pick the ball up. Serge Gnabry plays it forward. But Arsenal, good work on this near side. Ben White has come behind it. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1, first leg, Champions League quarter final. Eric Dyer's across there for Bayern Munich, heads it out. It's going to be another throw to Arsenal. Ben White with it again on this near side, in line with the 6-yard box, plays it forward, but it's headed out again. And then Bayern can complete the clearance. Oh, Harry Kane's got a touch. Harry Kane has had a touch, everyone. His first touch, 23 minutes on the clock. It's well inside his own half, and he was fouled at the same time. They're just showing the Bayern Munich goal again. I mean, this is terrible. David Ray's come right out to get that ball. Gabriel's took it off him. He could have passed it back there under pressure from Harry Kane. And that is just a terrible ball. Put Kiwior under pressure, and suddenly Arsenal didn't deal with it at all well. And it was a nice little ball through, a good finish. But yeah, terrible defending from Arsenal there. We gifted that goal. And there was no real danger when Gabriel got the ball. No danger at all. He's got to deal with that. He's got to deal with that better. Anyway, Harry Kane just had a touch. So there you go. It is still 1-1. Mark C says, and we've done that a few times, trying to stick to the play it out principle, only to shoot ourselves in the foot. Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's a risk. It's a high risk tactic, isn't it? Playing that way. And sometimes you've just got to play percentages, haven't you? You know, you're not under too much pressure. You've got time. Make the decision and get rid of the ball and get it up the pitch, because Bayern Munich aren't going to score, are they, if the ball's up the other end of the pitch? And then you can regroup and go again. And we've got to cut out those things. You're right, we have done it a few times. I think most teams these days that like this play out from the back's the new tactic, isn't it? And most teams that play it make mistakes and concede stupid goals. I don't know why they keep doing it, because sometimes you just got to get rid of the ball, haven't you? And that's what Gabriel should have done. He had 2 or 3 opportunities, didn't he, to clear it. And in the end, it was a terrible pass. I didn't think Kickoff covered himself in too much glory. Yes, he was caught off balance a little bit, but he's got to do more after the ball goes past him to try and stop that pass forward, and he didn't. So Declan Rice got caught out with a run as well. So it was poor all round. It was 4 or 5 mistakes one after the other, wasn't it? And you can't do that against players like this of this quality, and that's what happens. You get away with it against Sheffield United, or you get away with it against Burnley or Bournemouth. You're not going to get away with it against Bayern Munich, are you? Or other teams beginning with. Anyway, Harry Kane's ball over the top. Oh, it was a good run actually there from Leroy Sané. He's not had much impact in this game yet either. But again, it doesn't take a lot, does it, for these quality players? They only need one effort. As we've seen, Gnabry, that's probably only his second or third touch, and he sticks it in the net. So that is the danger that we face. But we knew that was going to be the case. We knew it was going to be. Nathan says, can't let Kane be picking pockets like that and playing passes. No, exactly. He's starting to get into it a little bit more now, Harry Kane. He's dropping very deep, isn't he? And then, of course, he's got those 2 runners wide with pace. I'm talking about pace wide. Saka now in behind. Good defending, actually, from Serge Gnabry. Actually, he's been everywhere down this near side. He's tracking back, chasing Bukayo Saka. He's got the goal. Really strong play from the former Arsenal player, but it is a corner to Arsenal. We've played 26 minutes here at the Emirates. Arsenal attacking the clock end. It is 1-1. Bukayo Saka, Arsenal's goal scorer, is going to take this corner. Arsenal looking to restore their lead. Again, we got quite early in this game. Gabriel's up there. He'll be desperate to score, won't he, to make up for that terrible error that gifted the equaliser. Leroy Sané's got some funky hair now, hasn't he, since he's left Man City. I wonder if that's... must have better barbers in Germany, maybe. Anyway, Saka now with his corner towards the near post. It's flicked on. Bayern Munich can't get it clear. It's scrambling around the 6-yard box. And then Manuel Neuer has got the ball in his hands there. A bit scruffy defending that was there from Bayern Munich, you have to say. Arsenal just couldn't quite get a big enough touch on it. And in the end, it's gone back into the arms of the goalkeeper. And it would have been a scrappy goal, but we would have taken it, wouldn't we? But it wouldn't quite fall for an Arsenal player inside the 6-yard box at the near post. And in the end, Bayern managed to clear it away, and now they're trying to come forward. Harry Kane now, good tackle that it was there from Kickoff, I think. Jorginho. Good tackle from Jorginho there on Harry Kane to stop that Bayern Munich counter-attack. 27 minutes played. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 1. It's been a very interesting first half here, hasn't it? Or first quarter of the tie in the American way, because that's what it is, really, isn't it? We're in the first quarter, really, of this quarter-final. Nothing to choose between the sides. Arsenal have had much more possession, but we haven't really created too much, have we? Apart from the goal and that shot from Gabriel Martinelli. For all our possession, we've not created too much. And we need to, obviously, put the Bayern defence under a bit more pressure. We've just lost the ball there. Martin Odegaard pushed off it a little bit too easily there, actually, by Lamina. Now there's a counter-attack opportunity there, but the ball played through to Leroy Sané, was overhit, and it's gone back into... David Raya just plays it out short to Jorginho. Now it's with William Saliba and plays it back again to Jorginho. Got a little bit of time there, the Italian, and he finds that Gabriel gets it back again. Jorginho. Arsenal just really on halfway, not really doing too much in attacking at this moment in time, keeping possession, maybe looking to try and suck Bayern in. They've got everyone behind the ball at this moment in time. William Saliba now just over halfway, finds Martin Odegaard, plays it back to Gabriel inside the centre circle. And Arsenal with a lot of the ball at the moment, but without any sort of penetration. And almost a mistake there, and Bayern win the ball back, but only as far as William Saliba. That's with Gabriel again. And Bayern are almost waiting for a little Arsenal mistake, aren't they? And they're looking to pounce. And we've made 1 or 2 sloppy passes. William Saliba now brings the ball forward from the back. What a run this is from Saliba, but he's maybe done a little bit too much. And Bayern should get this ball away. Again, it's not convincing defending from the Germans. And it is a free kick there. William Saliba. It was an enterprising run there from the defender. Took the ball probably 25 yards forward, but then maybe did a little bit too much. You could have released it earlier, ran into a bit of trouble, and in the end, he conceded a free kick. And Bayern managed to get the ball away. A little flick up there from Manuel Neuer and a clearance, which almost went out for a throw, but Bayern have kept it in. Oh, that's good play on that far side. Really good play from Sane. He's mugged off Jakob Kiwior, and Bayern Munich have got an opportunity here. Sane's going all the way. Oh, he's gone down in the box, and the ref's given the penalty, and I don't think we can have too many complaints. Again, it's poor defending from Arsenal. Really, really poor. What a great run, though, from Sane. Kiwior has been caught out twice now in this game. William Saliba's complaining. I'm not sure it was that did the foul. It was actually William Saliba. He did come across the front there, and he can't really have too many complaints there. He didn't get anything on the ball. He has caught him. That's a clear penalty. And it was terrible, terrible defending again from Arsenal. Saliba's got himself on the wrong side. You have to say that's a great run from Leroy Sané. This is the quality that they've got. Nathan says that was so poor. It was. Kiwior, it was terrible. And William Saliba didn't exactly cover himself in glory. Half an hour played and Bayern have a penalty. I wonder who might take it. I wonder who might take it. I said, didn't I? Most of his goals against Arsenal were penalties. I said that, didn't I? And now he's got another penalty at the Emirates, and he scored a few in this stadium for Tottenham, of course. Now he's got an opportunity to score one for Bayern Munich. David Raya, of course, it was a penalty hero, wasn't he, in the last round in the shootout? He saved two, didn't he? He needs to save another one now. It is Harry Kane against David Raya in front of the North Bank, which was, of course, where David Raya was that hero in that last round against Porto. Can he make another save here? Harry Kane, another goal against Arsenal would be incredible, really, wouldn't it? But he's got to score this penalty, and David Raya has kept out a few, hasn't he? This could be a big moment in this quarter-final. Harry Kane against David Raya. Harry Kane, oh, that's cool, actually. Slotted it in the corner. And he celebrates in front of the North Bank at the Emirates, where he's celebrated a few goals in the past. And Bayern have turned this around. Sloppy from Arsenal, really was. And it's Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2. Half an hour played, and that is poor. And it was a good penalty from Harry Kane. He was cool there, wasn't he? David Raya moved the other way, and he slotted it in the other corner, sent it the wrong way. Really, really cool penalty under pressure. And you have to say, no one's really surprised, let's be honest, that Harry Kane was always going to score that, wasn't he? David Raya committed himself, and Harry Kane just slotted that in front of the North Bank. And there we go. Terry says, let's hope our season don't fall apart tonight. Well, it's still early in the tie, isn't it? And, you know, you did say 3-2, Terry, and a 3-2 still on, isn't it? Let's be honest, it is still on. But, you know, you have to say Arsenal had a lot of possession, but Bayern have been dangerous on the counter-attack, and that's 2 goals they've scored from 2 really poor pieces of defending from Arsenal. Kiwior has been caught out on both occasions. Not that Zinchenko would have probably done any better. But anyway, Bayern coming forward again, looking for a 3rd goal. David Raya should deal with this. He's let it run into the penalty area. Again, under pressure from Leroy Sané, I think it was. It was his run that led to the penalty, and now Arsenal have got it all to do. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2. And I'm sure some Bayern fans will be thinking of a 5-1 again, like the last two occasions that we've played them. And, of course, the last time they played at the Emirates, they were 1-0 down before coming back to win 5-2. We, of course, did have a player sent off that night. But anyway, still a long way to go in this game. Only 33 minutes played. But Arsenal have done our best to throw this away, actually. From a position of real strength after just 12 minutes when Bukayo Saka scored. We've been playing well up to that point. We then gifted Bayern Munich 2 really, really poor goals. And we have got it all to do for the remainder of this game tonight and, of course, next week as well. But the good news is Bayern have looked vulnerable defensively. You have to say they've looked vulnerable defensively. So if we can put the pressure on, we can certainly score more goals in this game. Mark C says 2 defensive lapses. Well, 2 really, really poor bits of defending. It's not just individual mistakes, was it? It was one mistake after another on both the goals. One mistake first of all, okay, it's not great, but then we're then making 2 or 3 straight afterwards, and that's what led to both the goals. Anyway, Arsenal got a throw now in the attacking third. Bukayo Saka with it on his near side. In fact, he's going to leave it for Ben White. Had that big chance to make it 2-0, didn't he, as well? And we didn't want that to come back and be important, and it has been, or certainly so far. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now inside the box, tries a shot, it's blocked. Good defending again from Bayern Munich, actually, but they can't get the ball away. Jorginho's in, and then Jorginho's fouled. by Lamar, and it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal. Jorginho won't take it quickly. The referee wasn't having any of it, actually, and he's basically saying to Jorginho, I'm in control. I tell you when you can take it, and we're going to have to wait, as Jorginho is still not very happy, is he? Anyway, Patrick says Kirior should be, Tomiyasu should have been played. Yeah, I mean, away we go. Saka's in again. No, he's not. It's cleared away by Bayern Munich again. Last ditch play. And again, Arsenal not really dealing with that particularly well. And now there's a counter attack on here. It's a one-on-one. He's clean through Sane. He's going to make it 3-1, is he? Leroy Sane. Oh, it's good defending in the end, actually. Martin Odegaard got back. That was a big chance. You know, we missed a big chance to make it 2-0. Bayern have now missed a big chance to make it 3-1. And Arsenal caught out completely there. Again, it's poor defending, isn't it? Really poor defending. And Saka's gone down again. Goretzka it was with that foul. And I didn't think that was a foul, actually. It seems as though, the referee's not happy there. He's going to get a yellow card out. Actually, that was a foul. He came right across the front of him. They do seem to be targeting Bukayo Saka, don't they? But that was, again, it's poor from Arsenal defensively. It was Ben White's header was not a great header at all. And then suddenly we've got no defenders back. But look at that work there. You have to say, brilliant work from Martin Odegaard to get back there and take the ball off of Leroy Sane. Ben White, Declan Rice did well as well. Mark C says, Stomey nearly free. Mark says, Benny diving. So what was it? Was it not Martin Odegaard who made that tackle? And then Declan Rice in front of him. I'm not sure. Maybe it was Ben. If it was, then he did well to get back because it was his mistake in the first place. Anyway, it's another free kick to Arsenal. Again, it's the same place. We've had 2 or 3 in this position because it's Saka that keeps getting fouled. Declan Rice chips it in. The header comes in, but it's gone harmlessly wide. It was Gabriel. 36 minutes on the clock. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2. And it could have been 3 there for Bayern. Big chance there from Leroy Sane. He had a long way to go there, didn't he? He picked up the ball on halfway and he's run through and he wasn't able to. He ran out of steam a little bit and Arsenal got players back and he couldn't quite make the most of that opportunity there to make it 3-1. So, yeah, a big chance for both teams to go 2 goals up in this game. As it is, Bayern are with the lead and Arsenal, it's been quite scrappy from Arsenal, actually. Pretty much since we took the lead. Anyway, Bayern managed to scramble that ball away. They're playing quite well now, Bayern. Arsenal had a really good spell early in this game when we went in front, but we've not been great since. And Bayern will be delighted with how this first half played out. Harry Kane, it's his penalty that's given Bayern the lead. Again, the 2 players that scored for Bayern, is anyone surprised Serge Gnabry and Harry Kane have scored? I'm not. We just need Eric Dyer to score now to complete the set, don't we? That'll just sum up the game so far, won't it? Sum up the night. Anyway, Bayern in possession. The ball goes back to Manuel Neuer. And Eric Dyer has been fouled, I think. And it's going to be a free kick to Bayern on the edge of their own penalty area. Coming up towards the last 7-8 minutes of this first half. It's been an exciting first half. It's been lots have gone on, but not really in the way that we would have hoped necessarily. After a great start, we've let this game slip away from us somewhat. Anyway, there's still plenty of time to get it to turn this around, but we're going to have to play a little bit better than we are. Martin Odegaard's just won the ball back there for Arsenal in midfield, and we've got an opportunity now as Jorginho plays it to Martinelli on that far side. He's not had much impact so far, has he? Gabriel Martinelli, but he might do now, apart from that early shot. Jacob Kirior's gone around the outside. He goes back instead to Declan Rice. Now it's back to Martinelli. It wasn't a great ball, actually, and Martinelli's just lost out. And Bayern can keep a little bit more possession, and now they go longer. Ben White's underneath. That wasn't a great header, actually. Only found Harry Kane, and he's then fouled. And holding his knee there, it was Martinelli. I think that fouled him. Dropping deeper, Harry Kane to get the ball and have a bit more impact on the game. And you have to say he's had a big impact on the game, hasn't he? Because it's his penalty that has given Bayern the lead in this first leg. Not what was required at all, was it, tonight? But I say there is still plenty of time to get this turned around. Ben White's going to take this throw quickly on his near side. He went about 15 yards further up the pitch. Anyway, Kai Havertz sends it back to Martin Odegaard. Again, now it's good defending from Bayern. They managed to get the ball away. And Kai Havertz is going to just let this run out for a throw to Arsenal. Is he going to leave it for Ben White? He is. In fact, he gets it straight back from Ben White and gives it back to Ben White again. I think Kai Havertz would have been offside, but Serge Gnabry cut out the pass anyway. But here's another throw. Ben White this time finds Bukayo Saka, the Arsenal goal scorer, finds Gabriel. He thought about a shot for a minute, I think. Anyway, he went square instead to Jacob Kiwior. Gabriel now finds Ben White, touches it off to William Saliba. It was his foul that gave away the penalty. William Saliba, another big run forward, finds Saka on this near side. Saka cuts inside. Good defensive tackle on him, though, this time. And Bayern Munich can get the ball clear. That was Alphonso Davies there, did really well. And William Saliba charging forward again out of defence. He's done that a couple of times already tonight, hasn't he? But it is Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2 with 5 minutes to go until half-time. There won't be much stoppage time either, will there? Because the game's pretty much flowed. And hasn't really been... I don't think... Has a trainer been on the pitch? I don't think they have. Saka's been fouled a couple of times, but other than that, there hasn't really been too much stoppages in this game, has there? So we're not going to get a lot of stoppage time. Arsenal still got, 4.5 minutes to try to get back on level terms before the break. Could be so important, couldn't it? Bukayo Saka now on this near side, looking to try and go around the outside, finds Martin Odegaard instead. Martin Odegaard tries to cut back inside and wins the throw for Arsenal, which Bukayo Saka is going to take. No, he's not. He's going to leave it again to Ben White on this near side. Martin Odegaard makes a run into the box, gets the ball on this near side, twisting and turning, trying to find a teammate, tries to flick it round a corner. But Eric Dyer's there. It's going to be another corner to Arsenal into the last 4 minutes of the first half. Bukayo Saka is going to take this corner. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2. Not the first half we was expecting. Certainly not after taking the lead so early either. But anyway, we've got a corner, an opportunity to try and get ourselves level. Bukayo Saka is going to take this set piece from this near side, swing it in with that left foot of his. What's the delivery like? It goes towards the edge of the 6-yard. Header comes in. Oh, look, it was going to go in there. In fact, the referee's given a free kick. I think it must have been a Bayern Munich defender that got the header on that. It looked like Kai Havertz was going to rise above everyone to head that in towards the goal. In fact, it came off his shoulder in actual fact. Not quite sure what the referee's given here. It seemed to come off. Oh, is it a handball? I don't know what it was. Anyway, it is a free kick to Bayern Munich. And we've got 3 minutes left of this first half. And Manuel Neuer is going to take this goal kick, or free kick, sorry, for Bayern Munich. Goes long up that far side. Again, Harry Kane's underneath it. Thought he was fouled, but he wasn't. Ball played forward, looking for Kai Havertz, but Bayern Munich get it clear again, and then they're looking to get the ball forward. Harry Kane trying to get underneath it, but Gabriel wins the header, but not the second one. It was Eric Dyer. And in fact, referee's given a free kick there. Eric Dyer. Oh, it was De Ligt. Sorry, he looks quite similar to Eric Dyer, doesn't he, De Ligt, actually? I've mistaken them two a couple of times. They've got very similar hair and a very similar shaped face, which is unfortunate for De Ligt, isn't it? But anyway, never mind. They do look quite similar. Anyway, that ball's just been run out of play. Mark C says, lads need to regain a bit of composure. Yes, it's very frantic, isn't it? It has been very frantic. We're trying to do everything at 100 miles an hour. And I think, and, you know, I know there'll be people that don't agree with me, but maybe Mikel Arteta is a little bit naive in moments like this, in games like this, tactically. You know, Thomas Tuchel's got that experience, got that cool head. And you can see Arsenal have been far too panicky and frantic when we've not needed to be. And you're right, we do need to get that composure back. And that's something that hopefully at half-time we can sort out. And this is where Arteta's going to have to show, isn't he, what he's made of. How we come out for this second half is going to be really important, isn't it? Because we have been far too frantic. And I say it's almost like the tactic was, let's do everything quickly, which is fair enough. But sometimes you've got to take your foot off the gas a bit, haven't you? You've got to have that composure. You're right. And that's the one thing that we have lacked. The longer this game's gone on, the more or the less composure we were showing. Absolutely. We're into the final minute now of the first half. It is still 2-1 to Bayern Munich. And Arsenal really haven't played particularly well after a bright start. But there is still time. Mark C says, this half-time talk is going to be very important. Absolutely. Nathan says, bang on, Bayern as a team have the experience. They do, yeah. They just look calmer, don't they? They look calmer. Everything that they do has been calm. And you know, I've said this for a long time. And when he was at Chelsea, Tuchel, I really, really rated him as a manager even before then. And you know, at the time when we were struggling a bit under Mikel Arteta, I kind of wouldn't have minded Thomas Tuchel taking over at Arsenal. And I still really rate him as a tactical coach. And I think tonight in that first half, he's absolutely given Arteta a lesson, hasn't he, in how to tactically play an away game in Europe. And Arteta struggled to adapt. He's going to have it is a big half time. Mikel Arteta has really got some work to do. He's going to have to change a few things, not necessarily personnel, but he's certainly going to have to change the approach that we've had in this game. Anyway, we're going to have 1 minute of stoppage time. I'm not surprised there's so little because there hasn't really been any stoppages. I'm quite surprised there's even a minute. But anyway, there is a minute, so that's all that's left. And Bayern coming forward again over on that far side. And again, Jacob Kiwior is struggling a little bit with Leroy Sané. And our Bayern going to get an opportunity to get another chance before the break. We've got 30 seconds left of this first half. It's been a difficult first half for Arsenal. We've made it harder for ourselves than it needed to be with some really poor defending, some really poor decision making, and poor tactically. I've got to be honest. I think it's been a poor tactical first half from Arsenal, and Bayern have grown into the game, and they've grown as long as the half's gone on. They've gained more and more control. Anyway, Arsenal just picked the ball up again. Bukayo Saka tries to thread it through to Kai Havertz on his near side. Can Arsenal get an equaliser before half time? Well, we're not going to actually because the half-time whistle's gone before that attack could lead anywhere. It is Bayern Munich 1, Arsenal 1 at Bayern Munich 2. And despite a bright start from Arsenal where we looked good for 15 minutes, we took the lead after just 12. It was Bukayo Saka's a good goal. A couple of mistakes maybe from Bayern in defence and good pressing from Arsenal. And Saka with a lovely finish with his left foot curled into the bottom corner of the net. And at that stage, Arsenal looked good, but we conceded a really soft goal just 6 minutes later. Gabriel, really poor defensive clearance when he had plenty of opportunities to get it away. And Bayern made us pay, and it was Serge Gnabry, the former Arsenal player, who finished it off to make it 1-1. Arsenal lost their way after that, you have to say. They really did. And it was Bayern got the second goal. It was a penalty. It was a really good run from Leroy Sané. He mugged off Jacob Kiwior on that far side, went past 2 or 3 challenges, and William Saliba, a little bit too rash, dived in with a tackle. It was a clear penalty, and inevitably it was Harry Kane who stuck it away pretty calmly. And Bayern lead 2-0. In fact, 2-1. In fact, they could have been 3-1 up because Leroy Sané ran through again and couldn't finish it off. But we could have been 2-0 up before Bayern equalised when Ben White had a big chance one-on-one, but hit it straight at Manuel Neuer. So, yeah. Nathan says he's a top coach, Tuchel. I doubt Chelsea would be mid-table if they're not sacked. Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that was Chelsea at the time were doing that, weren't they? They should have stuck with him. Absolutely, they should have done. There's no way they'd be where they are now. They'd be challenging. They'd be up there, wouldn't they? Absolutely, they would. And I really rate him. I always rated him. I quite liked his interviews as well. I think he's quite funny. Anyway, Nathan says, I do not, if you agree, it feels like there is a nervousness. Yeah, no, there is definitely a nervousness. Yeah, it looks like, I don't know. I just think tactically we've not been great. We didn't manage the lead particularly well. And then we've made too many mistakes. Mark C says the errors by Gab and Saliba have knocked their confidence. Yeah, maybe you're right. Gabriel's with us. How you doing? Good to see you again. Hope you well. Don't forget, guys, give us a like as well while you're here. Why not? You might as well. The result's not going well, but give us a like, and who knows, maybe we can turn it around. Coming up on the channel then, we won't be doing an Arsenal women's show on Friday just because there hasn't been a game. Andreas is flying to London. Amar can't make it. I'm going to be late for work anyway. So we're not going to do a show Friday, but we will have the game, of course, on Sunday night. Arsenal playing Bristol City. Arsenal women playing Bristol City at Meadow Park. So we'll bring you that game. Arsenal playing Aston Villa before that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the 2 watch-alongs yet. I might just watch the Arsenal game and chill and watch it and then do the women's game after. We'll decide. Not sure yet. But anyway, we'll definitely have the women's game on live at 6:30 on Sunday, and we may do a bit of the men's game as well. I'll see how I feel. It's quite a big effort to do 2 games one after the other. without a break. I need some food and stuff, you know. It's that's to happen. So we'll see. But anyway, we'll definitely be doing that. And of course, next week we'll have the second leg of this game. We'll have the Arsenal women's game as well, and of course the more Premier League action for Arsenal as well. No, is it in national? No, it's not international break, is it? I'm getting confused with all the international breaks. The women have got an international break. Talking of which, let's see how the Lionesses are doing. They were 2-0 up at half time. The second half, it's actually midway through the second half. It's still 2-0. James and the Greenwood penalty is the difference there. And England Lionesses looking as though we're heading towards a victory there, which would be good for qualification, of course, for the Euros. So we are going to the next game, which is at the end of May at St James's Park. England are playing, the Lionesses are playing France. So that's going to be a tough game, a good game. We'll obviously be doing a vlog of that as well. So that's more good stuff to come on the channel as well. So yeah, that's going to be fun, isn't it? So lots of great stuff to come. We head towards the business end of the season. The Arsenal women have got one trophy already, chasing a league title, which seems a little bit beyond them, to be honest. And the men, of course, are going for the Premier League title and the Champions League. But the Champions League is in the balance at the moment, isn't it? After that first half, which has seen Bayern take a 2-1 lead, which isn't particularly good, is it? But anyway, let's see what the second half brings. The way I look at it is, it can only get better, can't it? When you have a poor first half, but I say it's all about how we respond, isn't it? It's all about what Arteta can do in his second half to turn this around. And I say tactically, I thought he was poor in that first half. I've got to be honest. I thought he got that completely wrong. And I say after a bright start as well, which is even more frustrating. But anyway, there you go. Let's see what happens in the second half. Gabriel says there a whole back line in excluding White is sleeping. I don't think White's had a great game either, to be honest. Nathan says, have you seen that a terrorist attack Demons likely at the Emirates tonight, as ISIS threatened to do so? Yeah, they did it. They said it for all the games, but how often do they threaten something and it doesn't happen? It's normally when you're least expecting it, isn't it? That's when you tend to get the terror attacks. So I don't know. The fact that they've announced it tends to suggest to me that something else is going on. That'll be a distraction. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was a terror attack somewhere else, not to do with the Champions League game. Because what you do is you say, oh yeah, we're gonna attack the Champions League game, so they get extra security there. So that means that there's less security elsewhere. Maybe that's what the plan is. But you look at that and you think, well, yeah, tell us you're going to do it, and you're not going to do it, are you? That seems to be the way it works. But anyway, I won't be surprised if it's a distraction for something else somewhere else, either today, tomorrow, or in the not too distant future. But anyway, let's hope that there isn't, because obviously, it's the last thing that we want, really, isn't it? Any more terrorist attacks? We've had far too many over the years, haven't we? Gabriel says there, Tuchel is playing horrible once again. I say he knows what he's doing, Tuchel. I like him as a coach. I like him as a guy as well. I do think he's hilarious. And now he's not manager of Chelsea. We can like it, can't we? We're allowed to a little bit. Obviously not tonight, and obviously not next week. But we're allowed to like him, aren't we? A little bit now, I think. But yeah, we need a response in the second half, don't we? This is where, I mean, I think most people that have watched this channel fairly regularly will know that I haven't been Mikel Arteta's biggest fan, and I'm not gonna turn around and say any differently now just because we're top of the league and in the quarterfinal of the Champions League. It's not necessarily like this point in the season is where it's crucial now, isn't it? You don't win anything until you get to April and May, and what we've done up until now in the season is almost irrelevant in a lot of ways. It's how we finish now, isn't it? It's like it's running a marathon, isn't it? You can start your marathon, you can you can set off too quickly, and at the end you're going to be caught by everybody because you're going to run out of steam, and that is what still worries me about this team. Because in the last 3 seasons, at the end of the season, in the running, when it's been really important, we've thrown things away. And, that's what still worries me. And until we don't do it, until we show that we can cope with the pressure and we can, finish these situations off, I'm always going to doubt it. And I don't necessarily think that that's a bad thing. I don't necessarily think that it's wrong to think that. Of course, you know, I want to see Arsenal winning games, winning big trophies, of course, and we all do. I just don't have the faith and the confidence that we're going to be able to finish this season off in the way that we all hope that we can, which is by winning at least one of these two trophies that we're in the running for. You know, the Champions League now is slipping away. It's still early, but you know, it's not looking good at the minute. And of course, we're in pole position in the Premier League, but we have got some tough games, haven't we? Especially away from home. So, you know, we've got two big opponents that we're facing. So yeah, but it's half time here now. Mikel Arteta has got a lot of work to do to start to show that he can change things tactically when he needs to, when things aren't going our way. And I thought that's been one of my biggest issues is that when things are going Arsenal's way, we're almost unstoppable. We are. There's no doubt. We've seen it so many times in the last couple of seasons in particular. But as soon as things aren't going our way, that's when we don't seem to be able to reverse that. And I think that comes from the manager. And this is why tonight is so important. You know, this game slipped away from us with a really, really poor second half to that first half. And we've got to turn it around. We've got to turn it around now. And I say now, what I want to see is I don't want to see us with the same approach, the same tactical approach that we showed in that first half, because it didn't work. Arteta's got to do something different. I'm not saying make changes to personnel necessarily. I mean, we've got options on the bench he can do, but that's not what I mean. Just tactically to do things slightly differently, to change things just a little bit, to find a way back into this game and give Bayern something else to think about, because they read us really well in that game, didn't they? They grew into it. They had the making. They kind of figured this out, and they went on and got on top. And we've got to reverse that now somehow. Let's see. Big second half coming up, because I'm not saying that if it finishes 2-1 to Bayern that the tie is over. It's not. We can go over there and win. Of course we can. Look at our away form in 2024. You know, we can certainly go over there and win, but it makes it 10 times more difficult, doesn't it? If we've got to try and turn it around. So let's, you know, I mean, a draw here wouldn't be a disaster, because I'll say we can go there and win, but it's leaving it really difficult, isn't it? Anyway, Gabriel says, like what's going on with football, body found at Man U and Tottenham and now terrorists. Yeah, no, you're right. There's lots of strange stuff going on in the world at the minute, my friend. Nathan says the proof is in the pudding. Absolutely, exactly it is. Terry says, I still don't think Arteta is a way forward. No, I still don't. And until he can show that he can finish these situations off, that we've got ourselves into. And we've got ourselves into some good positions in the last two seasons, haven't we? We've been up at the top of the table, challenging for the league title. And this season we're you know, we've reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League. But it's all very well getting so far. We got to these similar positions under Arsene Wenger so many times, didn't we? In that 2006 to 2014 period. You know, we quite often were top of the league February, March time, and then fell away. We quite often got to the quarterfinals of the Champions League, then got knocked out. You know, we got knocked out at the FA Cup. We lost League Cup finals and stuff. So, you know, it's not a lot different now, is it? Really, unless we can get it over the line. That's the difference, isn't it? And that's what makes a good manager become a great manager, isn't it? Is that being able to get those situations over the line. And so far, Mikel Arteta has not been able to do that. 3 seasons in a row, you know, the top 4 in 2022, the title last season, and now this season. Oh, is he going to get him over the line now? That's still the question in my mind. That's still the question that needs to be answered. And if we don't, if we end this season with nothing, again, not winning anything, then those doubts are just going to get stronger, aren't they? And next season, to me, is that going to be any different? Are we going to challenge up to a certain point and then not be able to get it over the line? And, you know, people can say, well, look at Man City, look how good they are, look how good Liverpool are. Yes, they are good. Of course they are. But the point is, it's not easy to win a league title, is it? It's never been easy. All the league titles that we've won, all 13 of them, they've been difficult to win, haven't they? And to win a league title, it takes a lot of character as much as anything else. It takes quality, of course it does, but it takes character. And that's the difference, isn't it, between challenging and dropping away challenging and getting it over the line. No matter who your opponents are. If the way I look at it is this, right? Last season, we were top of the table for most of the season, wasn't we? So we showed that we could, however good Man City are, we was able to compete in the league up to that certain point. But when it came down to it, it wasn't quite good enough. This season, again, we can compete. Why can't we go 38 games instead of 32 games or 31 games, whatever, and compete with them? Why can't we get those extra few games? So, that's the step we've got to take. And can this manager do that? I don't know. I still don't think our squad is quite deep enough in certain areas. We've been quite fortunate with injuries, let's be honest. Not like last season when we had some bad injuries, didn't we? But let's see. There we go. Gabriel says, because Bayern sit back and counter, pushing up too high isn't a good idea. Absolutely, yeah, you're right. That's how they've been playing, haven't they? Gabriel says there with players like Sane, Gabriel, well, it's caught us out, hasn't it, for both goals, really. Terry says nearly man. Yeah, well, that's what he is at the moment. He's a nearly man. Yeah, of course he is, because that's where we are. We've not achieved anything, really, or certainly no more than we have. Anyway, Jakob Kiwior's going off and Zinchenko's coming on. Now, yes, Jakob Kiwior did struggle in that first half. He really did struggle. There's no doubt about that. Leroy Sané made a mug of him. But is Zinchenko going to do any better? I don't know. We're going to find out in the next 45 minutes. Nathan says, if Arteta can't deliver the goods, then bring someone who can. Absolutely. The main body of work has been done, getting a team to a point where they are challenging. No, exactly. No, I agree. Exactly. And sometimes the manager that maybe starts the rebuild, moves the team forward, isn't always going to be the manager that gets the job done. It's not always going to be the case, is it? And quite often, and we've seen it lots of times before, that manager isn't the one. A replacement comes in, and then the team goes on and has even more success. And maybe that might be where we are. But unfortunately, everybody seems to have so much faith in Mikel Arteta that I think if he fails again year after year, challenges but ultimately fails, he's not going to go anywhere, is he? And then we're not. And I agree. I don't think he is the man to take us forward to that. He's got to start doing it now. This season, if he doesn't win a trophy again this season, he'll be the first Arsenal manager ever to go his first 4 full seasons without winning a trophy and survive. If he's still got his job next year, which he will have. Anyway, back to kick off the second half. Arsenal attacking the North Bank. Terry said, I really hope. Yes, I really hope I'm wrong. This is the whole point, isn't it? I want to be wrong, but there's no evidence to show me that I am wrong yet. And the next few weeks are going to determine it, aren't they? Because we're either going to win the league, win the Champions League, or both, or we're going to win nothing. So either I'm going to be proved right or I'm going to be proved wrong. I hope I'm proved wrong, but I'm not convinced I will be. Gabriel says there, but today you have Arsenal in the title race. Well, yeah, they're in the title race, but it's all very well being in the title race, but can we get it over the line? Gabriel says it's easier to win the league back then because there wasn't really a title race outside Man City, Liverpool. You would have Man City, Liverpool compete with no one else. Well, no, you see, I think it's difficult to win a league ever. Any season difficult to win a league. 38 games. It's a lot of games. You've got to finish above everybody else. It's tough, man. It's not easy ever. Nathan says that wasn't a change I was expecting. Well, no, I mean, I can see why he's done it because obviously Kiwior did struggle. It's going to change the shape of the team slightly because Zinchenko's just moved into midfield with the ball, and then Gabriel there's a big massive space between our two centre backs. Mark C says Zincon indeed. Terry says 1-5. Changed my mind now. 35 is on. Yeah, please don't say that. Gabriel says let's not be another 5. I know, let's not, please. Mark says how about 5-2? Well, 5-2 would be better, wouldn't it? At least it's 2 goals. But you mean 5-2 to us? Well, let's see. Let's see if we can turn this around. So far, it's been a very cagey start to the second half. So Mikel Arteta has made a change. A change of personnel. Slight change of tactics as well, I suppose, with Zinchenko because he's in the centre circle, the left back, which to me isn't necessarily going to help us against the pace of Leroy Sané, who caused us so many problems in that first half. And that's why Jakob Kiwior is being taken off. Anyway, we are coming forward now on that far side. Kai Havertz is in the box. The cross comes in and headed away and cleared by Bayern Munich. And Zinchenko just gets the ball back. In fact, there's a free kick. In fact, there was an offside against, was it Kai Havertz over on that far side? Oh, yeah, he was offside as well. It was a good ball from William Saliba, but he was offside. It looked quite a clear offside, actually. But, you know, the new modern thing is the flag doesn't go up, does it, until the play has finished, or that particular phase of play has finished. And the flag went up after that attack had fizzled out. Anyway, it's a free kick to Bayern Munich. Harry Kane again has won a free kick. He's very good at that, isn't he? Backing in and backing into a defender and winning the free kick. He's made a career out of it, hasn't he? And he's won a free kick here inside the centre circle for Bayern Munich. We have played 48 minutes here at the Emirates. Mark C says there, I hate that rule with the offside flag. Well, yeah, if you're going to say, right, okay, VAR is going to give offsides anyway, don't have a linesman to give offsides. The linesman just gives which way the throw's gone, or if he sees a free kick or a penalty, and don't give offsides. Just let VAR give offsides, and VAR in the studio can watch it and say offside or not. It's pointless, isn't it? A player can make a lung-busting run to get on the end of a cross because the flag stayed down, only for then the flag to go up. It's like, well, you could have saved me the time. Gabriel says, Kimmich and Sane against Zinchenko, we're cooked. Well, I'm worried about that. I've got to be honest. I am worried about that. But let's see. So far, they haven't really got the ball as yet. We've played nearly 4 minutes of the second half. Gabriel is in possession for Arsenal, and Zinchenko takes over in a very central position. So Declan Rice comes over to that left-hand side. It's all very structured and all very... I'm trying to think of the right word, predictable. You know, Martinelli now on the near side, got a little bit of space, plays it back to the edge of the box. Martin Odegaard leaves it. Comes to Ben White now. It's with Zinchenko, chips it forward to Declan Rice. He exchanges headers actually with Martinelli, but Leroy Sané picks the ball up for Bayern Munich, but his pass isn't great. And Declan Rice can now bring it forward for Arsenal over on this near side. And surely that's a foul on Declan Rice. It is, by Leroy Sané, who's pleading his case, but I think it was a foul. Actually, I'm not sure if it was, looking back at the replay. Maybe he just kind of overstretched a little bit, Declan. Anyway, he has won us a free kick, which is the main thing. And it's on this near side, right near the touchline. And an opportunity for Arsenal to get the ball in the box and maybe try and get this equalizer, which would give us plenty of time to try and win this first leg, wouldn't it? Anyway, Saliba's in there, Gabriel's in there. They've been pretty poor defensively, the pair of them. But Declan Rice is going to deliver this ball. Kai Havertz is going into the box as well now to add even more height to the situation. And let's see if what the free kick's like. It's towards in fact, it was at the goal, but over the goal onto the roof of the net. I don't think that was what Declan Rice was intending. I think he was intending to curl it on the head of one of the Arsenal players, but it was a poor free kick. And it's ended up on the roof of the net. And when Declan Rice is not having a good game, then you know you're in trouble. Terry says, what a waste. Yeah, indeed. What an absolute waste. You're right. It was a waste of a good opportunity. And our set pieces tonight haven't been great, have they? Free kicks and corners, we haven't made the most of them at all. They've not been very good. And that one kind of summed it up a little bit, didn't it? Anyway, let's see if we can turn this around. Gabriel now bringing the ball forward up this near side, finds Gabriel Martinelli. He's going to have a run. Good defensive play again, though. Really good defensive play by Bayern, by Kimmich, who's had a decent game, actually. And it is a throw which Zinchenko is going to take in line with the Bayern Munich penalty area. Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2. A lot of the Arsenal subs are warming up in this corner. Zinchenko plays it back to Gabriel. He then plays it square to Saliba. Now it's with Zinchenko on this near side. Chips the ball forward. It's a really poor ball. And it's going to be a goal kick to Bayern Munich. I don't understand what Zinchenko's doing. I really don't. As a player, I don't understand what his role's meant to be. I don't understand what he's doing defensively. He's all over the place. And he can be neat and tidy with the ball at times, but I don't know. I don't really get him at all. Terry says 35, get him off. Well, he shouldn't have brought him on. Nathan says, slow down, stop rushing. That's what we're doing. We're still panicking, aren't we? Anyway, now Bayern Munich are coming forward And Leroy Sané tried to thread the ball through to Serge Gnabry over on that far side. Mark C says, whoever the Bayern right back is seems to have Martinelli sussed. It is Joshua Kimmich. He's a very good player, actually. And he has had a good game. And he's definitely kept Martinelli quiet, yes. I think our two wide players can be quite predictable anyway, because you know they're going to come on. They're going to always come inside, aren't they? Martinelli won't use his left foot. I mean, Saka does use his right foot on occasions, but he's always going to try and come in on his left. And I think if you're a defender with half a brain in your body, you're going to kind of know how to deal with him, aren't you? And I do feel as though we are quite predictable in those areas. And Bayern haven't really fell for it. Yes, Saka got the goal. But since then, he's not been involved in the game at all. And Martinelli, as you said, has done nothing really in this game at all. Either of them really have been quite ineffective since Saka scored. Anyway, Arsenal now looking to try and build an attack over on that far side. Ben White finds Kai Havertz, and then again, it's a poor ball forward. It's gone out for a throw. Mark C says, Arteta never makes them flip sides. He doesn't know. He likes this invertedness, doesn't he? He likes playing inverted players. He just does. He keeps rigidly to his way of playing. He never seems to change anything, does he? Gabriel C says Kimmich. That's right, it is Kimmich. Yeah, Joshua Kimmich. He's a good player, isn't he? He's a really good player. Anyway, Arsenal now in possession again. Bayern happy to get everyone behind the ball. Of course they are. They're leading 2-1 in the first leg. They're not going to take too many risks, are they? They don't need to. They're quite happy and comfortable to let Arsenal have possession and try to close the gaps as we come forward. And Martinelli again on this near side. Again, he's up against Kimmich. And Kimmich hasn't really left his side, has he, for much of this game? And as a result, Martinelli's had very, very little joy. And that's a good ball forward. Now it's with Zinchenko. Not a great cross again from Zinchenko. And now Bayern trying to come forward. And Harry Kane has just fouled Gabriel and gets a yellow card, Harry Kane. He seems a little bit perplexed by that decision. Gabriel's gone down, holding his face. Let's have a look here what happened. He's on the chin. He got a proper elbow in the chin there, didn't he? He's backing in against. That's what Harry Kane does, doesn't he? He knows the ball's in the air, and he knows the defender is going to come up behind him, and he's always looking to sort of ease back into the defender, isn't he, and buy the free kick. And he's leading with his arms. Of course he is. And he's caught him now on the chin. Actually, he's got himself a yellow card, Harry Kane. It's a tough one, that, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, as Terry says, I agree with that. It is typical Kane. That's what he does. He knows the defender's behind him, and he's always trying to back in to win a free kick, isn't he? And this particular occasion, he's given away a free kick, and it was a little bit naughty, as Nathan says there. He saw Gabriel coming in, naughty that. Well, I mean, he knew he was there. Absolutely knew he was there. But anyway, Mark C says VAR might look at that. No, they won't, because it's Harry Kane, isn't it? Lucky says there, Kimmich owned Mbappe, so he's against Martinelli. He's a good player, Kimmich. I like him. I think he's decent, actually. I've got to be honest. I think he's really, really good. So yes, I think he's decent. Anyway, it's a free kick to Arsenal over on that far side. It comes across, but again, Bayern have managed to deal with that, sort the problem out. Oh, hang on, let's sort my problem out. There we go. That's better, isn't it? Anyway, Arsenal in possession again, though. But that was a decent ball into the box there. But again, Bayern clear it away. Now looking on the counter attack. In fact, trying to come forward. Harry Kane had a bit of space. Dinks the ball out to the far side. He's good at them passes, isn't he? And it's with Serge Gnabry who scored the first goal. This is looking dangerous from Bayern on the edge of the box. They've got a chance for a shot. The shot comes in, but it's dragged wide by it was number 8. Goretzka, it was there, dragged his shot wide, and David Raya died, but didn't need to. It's gone 5 yards wide of that far post. Not a good effort there, but a good counter attack from Bayern Munich, and that's going to be the danger now, isn't it? We're going to have to. The longer this game goes on, we're going to have to take a risk or two. You imagine, because obviously we're losing the game. Anyway, Terry says, what was Arteta thinking bringing on 35? Well, he wasn't thinking at all, was he? Anyway, Bayern now coming forward again with Kimmich on this near side. Now it's with Leroy Sané. Those two have linked up well at times, haven't they? And Bayern Munich now knocking the ball around pretty well. They've had a good spell here the last 5 minutes or so. Bayern. It's been mostly Arsenal in this second half in terms of possession, but Bayern now having a good spell. It's a good ball up this near side. Again, finds Leroy Sané, but Zinchenko actually takes it off him. That was good defending for a change from Zinchenko, wasn't it? And now it can launch an Arsenal counter-attack. Martin Odegaard spins away from Serge Gnabry, finds Saka over on that far side. Saka right on that touchline, tries to go past the Canadian there, David. What a good bit of defending again. He's defended, apart from that early yellow card he got, Alphonso Davies. He's done really well against Saka, hasn't he? Now Saka has just won a free kick in a good area as well, actually, for Arsenal. Gabriel says Zinchenko somehow stopped Sané. He did, yeah. He somehow stopped him, yeah. I don't know how, but he did. And Saka has just been fouled there by Lorimer. And it is going to be a free kick. This is a good position for Arsenal, actually. That was a silly foul, wasn't it, there by the Bayern Munich player. Saka's been fouled a lot tonight, hasn't he? And we know he's not been 100% fit because he had to miss the recent game against Luton, didn't he? And we don't know what his actual fitness is. I mean, he's a tough old cookie, isn't he? He gets kicked about every game and he's back for more the next game, isn't he? And he's certainly been kicked from pillar to post tonight as well. But this is a good opportunity for Arsenal. A dangerous free kick. Again, the three amigos are over it. Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice and Kai Havertz. Declan Rice moves away from this one. It looks like it's going to be Martin Odegaard anyway. He's going to take it. And Kai Havertz is with him as well, so we'll see. Nathan says there, good player Davies is off to Real Madrid on a free in the summer, is he? Yeah, well, there you go. He's decent. Yeah, he's had a decent game. Both their two fullbacks have been good, haven't they? Davies and Kimmich, they've both been decent. Terrible free kick again. Was that Martin Odegaard? That was awful. Mark C says, nothing I've seen so far in this opening 10 minutes has me convinced we can turn this around. No, I agree. Nothing has at all. You know, we're talking about what a big half-time it was for Mikel Arteta. We played 15 minutes. Nothing's changed. In fact, if anything, we're playing worse. Anyway, Nathan says, what are these set pieces? I haven't got a clue, honestly, man. I don't know. Gabriel says they should attack in the middle because Davies and Kimmich are quite strong. They're very strong. They're strong going forward as well. This is Leroy Sané on this near side, inside the Arsenal penalty area. All tries to cut inside. Zinchenko's done well again, actually. Martinelli's having to defend as well. And that's a poor clearance. Bayern Munich going to pick the ball up. Terry says, another wasted free kick. Gabriel says, find a way to exploit Dyer. Well, exactly. He's their weakness, isn't he? But he's actually done all right, hasn't he? Apart from the goal where he stood off Saka and it was poor defending, he's actually done all right. But we haven't made it difficult for him, have we? We haven't made it hard. And that's what you've got to do, haven't you? Anyway, Bayern Munich coming forward again. Goretzka on this near side. Faced with Declan Rice, keeps possession. Finds Kimmich. That's a nice ball. Should be an offside, is it? Or did he time his run well there? Looks like he has. Oh, nice feet inside the box, but good defending actually there from Jorginho. Oh, a poor ball out. Shot comes in from distance, but it's over the top of the crossbar. And that was another opportunity there for Bayern. A poor clearance it was from Jorginho. We played 61 minutes and Arsenal are still losing this game 2-1 to Bayern Munich. And you have to say, as Mark said not that long ago, we haven't really looked like turning it round, have we? Nothing. We haven't looked like scoring in the second half so far. Really, really poor. When you think of how the first half drifted away from us, we haven't come out with the second half with any sort of intensity. And it's been, really, really poor. And at this moment in time, Bayern Munich look much more likely to score the next goal than we do. But having said that, suddenly Arsenal now coming forward. Martin Odegaard on the edge of the box, keeps possession, finds Martinelli, tries a shot, deflected away, and then it's headed clear again by Bayern Munich, but not for very long. But they have won a free kick. And the referee says play on. Bukayo Saka over on that far side. Again, he's had the ball taken off him 2 occasions there. Really good defending again. That is that of Alphonso Davies, who's he's been impressive, hasn't he? Tonight, the Canadian. It looked like he was going to have a tough night when he got booked early on, but that's a good way to deal with a yellow card when you're up against a player like Saka. Just defend properly, defend strong, and don't overcommit yourself. That's what he's done. He's been brilliant. And almost the yellow cards helped him out because he seemed to be getting far too close to Saka, far too tight before, and now he's defending really well. He's got some defending here to do, and he blocks that cross, and Neuer will keep it in, and it is going to be more possession for Bayern Munich, and Saka now is hobbling again. But that seems to be the tale of most games for Bukayo Saka, doesn't it? He gets kicked about, he hobbles about, and then suddenly he'll spring into life and do something amazing like he did in the first half and score that goal. But anyway, let's see. Arsenal trying to press higher up the pitch. The ball goes back to Manuel Neuer. But they're not going to be rushed, are they? They're typical Germans, aren't they? They're going to do it at their own pace, and they're going to do it their own way. And that's what they're doing. And they managed to bring the ball out of defence. Actually, Zinchenko's done well again against Sane. And now suddenly Arsenal got a player over here, Martinelli on the edge of the box. Gives it back to Martin Odegaard. But now Bayern Munich have got their defensive shape back again. But Zinchenko's made a couple of good tackles on Sane. He's now coming forward with the ball. Maybe a little bit what he's a little bit better at. That's not a bad ball through either. There's a foul inside the boxes there on Declan Rice. No referee says, in fact, I think it's going to be, well, in fact, it's going to be nothing at all. And Bayern Munich can clear the ball away. And now they've got a throw on this near side. But I think it might have been an offside anyway. In fact, it was Kai Havertz. Oh, that's a dive, if anything. He's lucky not to get a yellow card there, Kai Havertz. He left his leg out. And then oh, that's terrible. That is a dive from Kai Havertz there. Not good at all. He's fortunate not to get yellow card. So well done the referee for not falling for that. Because what we don't want to see is we don't want to see penalties given for stuff like that, do we? Anyway, Harry Kane has just conceded another free kick by doing that backing in again. And this time again, the referee's not having it, is he? He's not having it, the referee. So well done. Anyway, Zinchenko plays the ball out this near side. It's a decent ball to Martinelli. Good defending again, though. That was De Ligt. And it's going to be a throw to Arsenal. Martinelli just hasn't got in this game at all. Again, we're not 100% sure of his fitness, are we? Because he's missed the last couple of games. So maybe neither of them two are that fit. Terry says 29 thinks he's Klinsmann. Well, yeah, he's certainly done a Klinsmann impression. Anyway, Bayern Munich are going to be bringing on Kingsley Coman, who I actually really like. I think he's a great player, the Frenchman. And he'll be coming on very, very shortly for Bayern Munich. He's going to be another threat, isn't he? Because he's a good player anyway. It is Leroy Sané now. This is a good counter-attack. He's good at running with the ball, Leroy Sané. That's not a bad ball either to Serge Gnabry. He's going to have to do it on his own. Serge Gnabry, he tries it on his own, but he's fired it over the crossbar. Another counter-attack from Bayern Munich. Mark C says, once again, Sané runs 50-plus yards. He does. He's incredible with the ball, isn't he? At his feet. He's just so hard to get it off. I think that might be his race run tonight, actually. Nathan says they're frightening on the break. They are really, really good. In fact, Leroy Sané, he's going off now. That run there was his last action. But it's Kingsley Coman coming on, and he's a very good player as well. He is a very, very good player, Kingsley Coman. And he'll be coming on now. Nathan says that is the sort of quality you want on the bench. Yeah, exactly. You're absolutely right. It is the sort of quality that you need. Kingsley Coman is a very good player. But Leroy Sané had a decent game, didn't he? It was his run that led to the pair. Now Arsenal making some changes. Gabriel Jesus is coming on for Martinelli, who's done nothing. Leandro Trossard is coming on as well. I wonder who the other player going off is. So Trossard's on for Martinelli down that left-hand side. Yeah, that's a sensible change. Jorginho's going off for Jesus. So we're going for it a little bit here. Quite an attacking change there. So Jorginho's going off, had a decent game sitting in front of that back four. So Arsenal going to take a risk now with 25 minutes to play. And Arteta is taking a risk. And that's unusual for Mikel Arteta. He doesn't take too many risks, does he? And of course, the risk now is Bayern getting a third goal. And Kingsley Coman is going to offer a threat, isn't he, down this near side? There's no doubt about that. He'll definitely fancy his chances against Zinchenko, you would imagine. Mark C says, here we go. Changes indeed. There has been two changes for Arsenal. One for Bayern Munich midway through the second half, which is kind of the first or the second quarter, isn't it? Of this tie, of course, because this is only the first act in the drama that we're going to have, no doubt. That ball's played forward to Gabriel Jesus' first involvement. It looked like he may have been offside. The flag stayed down. Will it go up again in a minute when this attack finishes? Declan Rice's shot. Oh, it's blocked. And Bayern will clear it away. And another counter-attacking opportunity. with Serge Gnabry over on that far side. He's a good player, isn't he, Serge Gnabry? it makes you wonder. I mean, I always loved Theo Walcott, right? I thought Theo Walcott was a very underrated player. I thought he was really good. He's got a lot of important goals, but he was at Arsenal at the same time as Serge Gnabry. Oh, now Kingsley Coman's in on this near side for Bayern Munich inside the penalty. He's just come on. Kingsley Coman plays it back to Kimmich. Now there's a bit of space for Harry Kane on the edge of the box. Harry Kane tries a shot just wide. And did the goalkeeper get a touch on that, David Raya? But Bayern Munich are ripping us to pieces on the counter-attack, you have to say. In fact, he got a deflection off Declan Rice, and it is a corner. And that deflection actually probably took it wide. It may well have been on target otherwise. It is a corner to Bayern Munich. They're complaining about something else. I'm not quite sure what they're complaining about. Anyway, a Bayern Munich player's gone down. I think it might well be Serge Gnabry in actual fact. But yeah, I say he was at Arsenal at the same time as Theo Walcott. And yes, he was a younger player then. But it's amazing that he didn't maybe get more game time at Arsenal at that time. But so I like Theo Walcott anyway, so I'm not complaining about it. But anyway, you look at Serge Gnabry now and you think, wow, what an incredible player he is. But his game, again, a bit like Leroy Sané, his race might be run tonight. He's gone down with an injury, and from our perspective, let's hope he's going to be unfit for next week as well, because he's a dangerous player, isn't he? He's getting some extensive treatment on the pitch. Looks like maybe a hamstring issue, which would be good. Well, not good news for him, and I like him as a player. I think he's great, but it'll be good news for us if he can't play next week, won't it? Because you've got to think that Davis is out next week as well because of his 2 yellow cards. And it looks as though Serge Gnabry may well be out as well. So that's their whole left-hand side gone, isn't it? For next week. So anyway, they're going to make a change now, Bayern. I have to make a change because Serge Gnabry is unable to continue. It doesn't look like a hamstring, and that would be bad news for him. But good news for us, of course. It was his goal that brought Bayern Munich level. Nathan says, went on loan to West Brom. He did, yeah. Pulis didn't like him. He ended up at Bayern. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, let's be honest. He was never going to be a Tony Pulis player, was he? Anyway, Guerrero's coming on. Rafael Guerrero's replacing Serge Gnabry. But yeah, he was never going to be a Tony Pulis player, was he? Far too skillful, let's be honest. Mark C says, looks like we're going to have to go to Munich and get a win. Well, yeah, obviously, if we lose this game, we're going to have to. Anyway, Bayern Munich have got a corner, an opportunity to maybe get a third goal, which would make next week even more difficult. That's a poor corner, actually. That was worse than our set pieces. Anyway, there's still 20 minutes to play, so you never know. But let's be honest, we haven't looked like scoring in the second half, have we? We haven't looked like scoring at all. In fact, Martin Odegaard and Harry Kane got in a little bit of a muddle. In fact, Man City have equalised in Real Madrid. Phil Foden with the goal. That's a great finish into the top corner. It's Real Madrid 2, Man City 2. Well, that's been an interesting game, hasn't it? Maybe that means we're going to equalise as well. Who knows? Because the game's gone similar, hasn't it? Man City led 1-0. They went 2-1 down, and now they've got it back to 2-2, which would be very similar to our game. Should we find an equaliser? It was Phil Foden with that second goal for Man City into the top corner. Good finish. Oh, and now there's a bit of space here for Kingsley Coman, but he's offside. Zinchenko was caught out there and got a bit lucky, in actual fact, didn't he? Zinchenko. But anyway, Arsenal now. Declan Rice has now dropped into that Jorginho position, sitting in front of that back four since Gabriel Jesus was introduced a few moments ago. And Kai Havertz has come over to that left-hand side, which the left 8, how it's described, which was where Declan Rice was playing before. Anyway, Gabriel Jesus now plays the ball out to the far side. Bukayo Saka, can he find a goal up? Phil Foden just did a cross into the box. Headed out, though, by Eric Dyer. And Zinchenko now bringing it forward for Arsenal on this near side. Plays it back to Leandro Trossard, the other substitute. Finds Gabriel. Finds Zinchenko on this near side. Every time Arsenal come forward, our attacks soon seem to lose momentum, don't they? And we end up going backwards again. And I don't know, it's just not working. And that's a poor ball forward. That's going to be another goal kick to Bayern Munich. This really hasn't been a very good Arsenal performance. If you think back to the last round against Porto, the first leg away from home, this was a very similar type Arsenal performance, wasn't it? Really, really poor. I mean, the second leg wasn't a lot better, was it? Let's be honest. We managed to scrape through in the end on penalties. And that was always my concern coming into this tie, because we didn't exactly you know, Porto are an all right team. They're decent, but they're not great. And you know, Bayern Munich are a better team than Porto. There's no doubt. So to me, the way that we struggled against Porto suggested that this would be a struggle over 2 legs. And this game's gone very, very similar to that first leg in Porto, hasn't it? In fact, I say very similar to the second leg, but Munich have got more quality going forward, haven't they? They've scored the 2 goals. And I say since we scored, well, no, actually, since the Ben White charts at 1-0, we've looked really, really poor, haven't we? Really, really poor, disjointed. And our passes have been poor. We're trying to force it when we don't need to. And yeah, not really good at all. Anyway, the Bayern Munich player's gone down, holding their face. Is that the lit? Gabriel's always, oh dear. Was that Gabriel that hit him there in the face? He's made more of it than it needed to be. Anyway, Tommy Tuchel is not looking very happy. Was it Eric Dyer that got punched in the face? That's a shame, isn't it? Anyway, Nathan says, how many times do you want to overhit in the final third? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, how many times has that happened? You're right. And it's not always just overhit. It's just poorly placed. And it's just running out of play, isn't it? It's happened time after time. You're right. Anyway, Arsenal got a throw on this near side. Zinchenko takes it quickly, but throws it back to Gabriel. We are into the last, 15, 17 minutes here at the Emirates. It is Arsenal 1, Bayern Munich 2, as it has been for quite a long time in this game, since before half-time. The fact that Bayern Munich have got no fans here hasn't necessarily made any difference, has it, to the way they've played. They've set out this game really, really well tactically. You've got to say it's been a really strong Bayern Munich performance, and this could well be their 3rd victory over Premier League teams in the Champions League this season, because they beat Man U home and away as well. But Arsenal still got a second leg to try and turn this around, but there hasn't been much for us to cling on to hope-wise to think that we can go over in Germany and win 2-0 or by 2 goals next week, which we may well have to do unless we're going to try and sneak through on penalties again. But you know, you don't beat German teams on penalties here, let's be honest. Anyway, it's going to be a throw to Arsenal, which Ben White has won in this bottom corner. In fact, Man City have just gone 3-2 up in Real Madrid. That's another great hit. Is that Foden again? That is an unbelievable goal if it was. I don't know if it was Foden. It was a fantastic strike, that. And Man City have turned that around and lead 3-2. And Arsenal trying to create what would be an important equaliser in this game, which will still give us time to go on and try and win it as well. But I don't think Neuer's had to make a save, has he? Since the Ben White chance very early in this game. Mark C says, our build-up play is very predictable and Bayern are happy to sit back and soak it up. But you see, you're right. And I think that's been the same in the Premier League. I don't think it's any different. I think our build-up play is very predictable in the Premier League, but most teams aren't able to deal with it. They're not able to do it. Whereas Bayern, the experience that they've got, a fantastic coach, they have been able to deal with it. And there you go. And you're right. It is very predictable, but it's the same as we play every single week. So, of course, it's predictable. Anyway, Gabriel Jesus shows nice feet inside the area. Shot comes in. Oh, it is 2-2. It's Trossard with the goal. How important might that be? The one bit of quality we've shown in this second half. It's led to a goal. It's the 2 substitutes combined. Gabriel Jesus, that is lovely footwork there inside the box and squared it up for Leandro Trossard. And he's fired it into the corner. And Arsenal 11. And you have to say that was almost out of nothing, that goal. It was great play from Gabriel Jesus. It was actually from a Bayern throw. And Arsenal won the ball. It was Declan Rice, it was. And then it's been flicked on. Lovely play from Jesus inside the box. Lovely feet there. And good piece of mind to find Trossard. And he's fired it into the corner first time. That's a great goal. It is 2-2. All to play for now. Wow, this is a big last 15 minutes coming up. Mark C says, right, I'm going to start slagging us off more. You should do, mate. We'll probably end up winning because that's the way it goes, isn't it? Nathan says, finally, a bit of quality and composure by Jesus. Good finish it was. Nathan says, I love the way Trossard just hangs back and waits for the ball. Yeah, it was good movement from him, wasn't it? Terry says, LT indeed. Very good goal that was. Man City have turned around a 2-1 defeat to lead 3-2. Can we do the same? And there's certainly time here. We're trying to come forward again, but Bayern have dealt with that. It was Eric Dyer, it was, who cleared that one away. And it is 2-2. We've got 13 minutes of normal normal time to play. Is it going to be enough for us to win this game? But obviously we'll take a draw. Anyway. Just going to see how the Lionesses are doing, actually, just while we wait for that. I finished Republic of Ireland 0, the Lionesses 2. James and Greenwood with a penalty in that one. Greenwood missed the penalty as well. So that's all right. As England got the win, that's what we needed to make up for that Sweden draw, which wasn't a bad result, to be honest. So, yeah, the next few games are going to be interesting, aren't they? As we look to try and qualify, of course, for the Euros. We are the holders. Gabriel says, let's go Trossard. Indeed. Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2. We're in for an exciting finale here, aren't we? Let's see if we're going to find a winner tonight, or will it all be all to play for next week? Well, it's going to be all to play for next week anyway, because whatever happens in the last 12 minutes of this game, you imagine is the sort of most likely scenario is there's only going to be a team 1 goal ahead or going into it level. So it is all to play for next week, isn't it? I think overall Bayern will be pretty pleased with how it's gone tonight, really. A draw here would be a great result for them. Yes, they'll be frustrated that they let the lead slip. They led 2-1 for a long time, and they've had chances, haven't they, to get a 3rd goal. But yeah, I think overall they'll be pretty satisfied. I mean, for us to get a draw here would be a good result, since we've not played particularly well. But anyway, Zinchenko just lost the ball high up the pitch, which tends to suggest that Kingsley Coman is going to find some space if they can get the ball over to this side. They've gone the other way instead with Alphonso Davies, and Arsenal have got their defensive shape back. But they're in possession now with De Ligt, who does look so much like Eric Dyer, doesn't he? It's ridiculous how close those two are to look-alikes. You remember in the last round when the referee looked like Trossard, didn't he? Well, had them two defenders for Bayern Munich look like twins, don't they? De Ligt and Eric Dyer. Anyway, it is De Ligt in possession now. The Dutchman plays it up this near side. Bayern in possession now. They'll be quite happy with a draw, I think. But, you know, we've seen how dangerous they can be when they're attacking. So they might feel that they can still win this game. But I'm sure they'll be more than happy to take a 2-2 draw back to the Allianz Arena next Wednesday and see who's going to be in that semi-final. Could well be Manchester City as well going through. They are 3-2 ahead away from home going into that so far, going into the last 10 minutes. So that would be a big result for them as well, wouldn't it, for Manchester City? The holders, of course, of the Champions League. You know, it's a free kick to Bayern Munich on halfway on this near side. And it is Kimmich that plays it back to De Ligt. And Bayern Munich now trying to come forward. Nice play again. They've been neat and tidy in possession, Bayern Munich. They play some good stuff, and they're coming forward now with Kingsley Coman on this near side. He's going to have a run at Zinchenko as he cuts in field. Good play. Shot comes in. It's not a great shot, though. He had better options there. Kingsley Coman looking to make an impact from the bench, as Leandro Trossard has at the other end. 81 minutes on the clock it is. Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2 in this Champions League quarter-final first leg. It's going to be an exciting night in Germany next week, isn't it? That's for sure. Harry Kane now. Can he switch that ball to that far side? He's so good at them passes, isn't he? He stood for Tottenham all the time, didn't he? And now cross comes in, blocked well by Ben White. It's going to be a throw, though, to Bayern Munich. And another Bayern attack. In fact, are there some Bayern fans in that corner? Are they Arsenal fans? Not really sure. Anyway, Gabriel says this is prime Arteta ball. Well, yeah, it is, yeah. Which is like not quite good enough, is it? Anyway, Bayern have kept possession over on that far side. It's all Bayern at the moment, actually, as we head in towards the last 8 minutes of normal time. There'll be a bit more stoppage time in the second half, you feel. There's been 1 or 2 more injuries, hasn't there? There was that obviously injury to Serge Gnabry, which required the trainer to come on And there's been, of course, the substitutions. There's been a goal. There's been all sorts going on in this second half, but not great from Arsenal, let's be honest. And Bayern Munich now coming forward again over on that far side. It is Alphonso Davies now coming forward. Bayern certainly aren't settling for the draw, are they? Which you thought maybe they were going to, but no, they're not. They're coming to try and get a winner in these closing stages here. De Ligt now in possession, finds Kimmich on this near side. Bayern keeping possession. Well, they are a good side, Bayern Munich. They are a really good side. Coman now plays it back again to Kimmich. Gets it back again. Kingsley Coman. He's got two Arsenal defenders. He cuts in field. Good play. Touches the ball back to De Ligt. It's all Bayern at the moment. Mark Z says at least 6 minutes, I reckon. Yeah, I would say 5 or 6. You don't tend to quite get as much in the Champions League, do you, as you do in the Premier League for some reason. I don't know why, but I wouldn't be surprised 6. I'm gonna go 5 as things stand, but we'll see. We'll find out very shortly. Anyway, it is Bayern now on the attack again, and inside the Arsenal penalty area. Oh, and there was a bit of a good tackle there from Declan Rice, who's then been fouled. And it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal, right on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. That's if Real Madrid scored again. Oh, they have. It's 3-3. Well, what a game that is. In the Bernabeu, Real Madrid have scored again. It's 3-3 there. It's 2-2 here. There's been a night of goals in the Champions League involving the two English clubs. And maybe contrasting results. I'm sure Man City will be delighted with a draw away in Real Madrid, especially as they've had to come from behind, but they have led twice as well. And Arsenal with a draw at home wouldn't necessarily be the most pleasing result, would it? Let's be honest. Anyway, Arsenal coming forward now with Saka over on that far side. Again, he's got Davies for company, finds Martin Ødegaard, and Saka again inside the box. Saka whips a cross in. No Arsenal players attack that, and it's going to go behind for I expect to go out for a throw. That cross there is a good ball from Saka, but no one decided to try and make a run to get on the end of it, and it's gone out for a throw over on this near side. Saka still don't look as though he's moving particularly freely. Let's hope he's going to be okay for Sunday against Aston Villa. And Thomas Partey's coming on. When you need a goal because you're drawing at home in the Champions League, you bring on Thomas Partey rather than Eddie Nketiah or Emil Smith-Rowe, who could maybe provide a goal. Anyway, Kai Havertz is coming off. Put a good shift in tonight. Kai Havertz wasn't quite his night in terms of some of his recent glorious performances, but he worked hard and put in a good shift for the team. And 85 minutes on the clock, and Thomas Partey comes on. So he's Mikel Arteta trying to say, you know what, we'll take the draw. He knows it's not been our night. We haven't played particularly well. He's got a few things wrong. Gabriel says Madrid score 3-3. It is 3-3. Incredible game now. And it's been quite a entertaining game here as well, but not maybe in the way that we would have hoped, because we got such a good start. And in the end, we're going to be almost grateful for the draw, aren't we? Anyway, Kingsley Coman's done well there against Zinchenko, keeps possession. It is all Bayern Munich at the moment as we look to, in fact, there's a foul straight away given away. That's by Saka. I thought it was Thomas Partey. It's actually Saka right on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Terry says Partey on for 29, didn't even know he was playing. Now, come on, he played all right, Havertz. He wasn't brilliant as he has been recently, but I thought he worked hard tonight, put a good shift in. But yeah, it wasn't his greatest game. Anyway, it's a free kick to Bayern Munich here. We're into the last 4 minutes of normal time. Bayern have been the team pressing for the winner. You have to say they have been the team pressing for the winner here. But they've got this free kick. It's about, 10 yards outside the penalty area, just slightly over to this left-hand side. And let's see what happens here. Can Bayern snatch the victory in the closing stages? They've certainly been the more likely in the last 10 or 15 minutes, you have to say. They've got this free kick. Harry Kane is in the box. A free kick comes in. Oh, it's an Arsenal head got there. I think it may well have been William Saliba. It's going to go behind for a throw to Bayern. Gabriel says there, this has got to be the best match day of the UEFA Champions League since the 2019 semi-finals. To be honest with you, when we've not been in the Champions League, I really watch it. I've got to be honest. I watched the final. That's pretty much it. Was that the one when Tottenham came back and beat Ajax? That was that year, wasn't it? which we'll talk about that. Then we Tottenham getting to the final. But yeah, I do remember that game. I can't remember what the other semi-final was. Obviously, Liverpool played in it. I can't remember who they played. But anyway, it is a throw to Bayern Munich. And Bayern are the team pressing for this winning goal. But they've just conceded a throw. We're into the last 2.5 minutes of normal time. We're going to find out shortly what the stoppage time will be. I'm still going to stick with 5 minutes. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was maybe 6. But I'm going to stick with 5 because I don't like changing my mind. So I'm not going to. Anyway, Arsenal playing it back to David Raya and Bayern trying to press. They're certainly not settling for a draw, Bayern. You have to say that much. Not like most teams that come to the Emirates that are drawing in the last 5 minutes to get everyone behind the ball. Bayern have actually come out and tried to win the game. But now it's Arsenal looking to try to get the winner. You do feel as though if either team can win this game in these last few minutes, that could be the decisive factor in this tie. Anyway, Trossard, who got Arsenal's equalizer, cuts in field, plays the ball to the edge of the box. It wasn't a great ball, actually. And again, Bayern Munich could get a counter-attack, but they can't because Thomas Partey just committed a cynical foul and he picks up a yellow card. And I think that's his first involvement in the game. It was a very cynical foul as well, actually. Really cynical that was. And he's lucky that it's, he's just come on the pitch, really, because he could have been in trouble for that. But anyway, he's got himself a yellow card already. And he's only been on the pitch for about 3 minutes or 2 minutes anyway. So I also got another free kick now to defend. Although this one is midway inside the Bayern Munich half. We're into the last minute of the 90. It is looking like we are going to be heading over to Germany, needing to win. So, yeah, it's not ideal, is it? Gabriel says no bookings for Arsenal first. Is it the first one? Is it? Okay, yeah, maybe you're right. We've got Rajanda who says we should have 10 minutes. But 10 minutes of stoppage time. It's not going to be 10 minutes stoppage time, is it? I reckon 5 or 6. But we shall see. Anyway, it's Bayern attacking the ball. It's a near post. Oh, did it hit the post? Oh, I think Bayern have hit the post. Or did it hit an Arsenal defender? I'm not really sure, but Arsenal got away with it there. It could easily have been a third goal for Bayern Munich. Mark C says there, did that come back? I think it did come back off the post. I'm not really sure. It happened so quickly, didn't it? Ball in at the near post and wow, Arsenal almost went 3-2 behind, but now we're coming forward to try to go 3-2 ahead in the very last few seconds of the 90. And Arsenal have lost the ball again. And again, Bayern coming forward. Anyway, I'm not sure if that did come back off the post, but we might see a replay of it eventually. But we shall see because Arsenal attacking again with Gabriel Jesus. But again, Harry Kane nips in to win the ball back for Bayern Munich. It's 5 minutes stoppage time. You see, I've got that right as well. I'm quite good with my stoppage time, aren't I? Just Champions League don't tend to add on every single minute that the Premier League does. If the Premier League, if you don't get 8 minutes of stoppage time in the Premier League, I mean, what's been happening? Nothing clearly. Anyway, it is still Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2. And we have got 5 minutes of stoppage time for somebody to win this game. We're going to see that replay now. Oh, it did come back off the post. It did come back off the post. Oh, how fortunate were we there? That was almost a moment for Bayern to get the third goal. Was that Kingsley Coman as well who got a touch on that? It was good movement, actually, attacking that near post. You get a lot of goals if you attack the near post. Asked Olivier Giroud. And that's what they did there, and it almost paid off. But in the end, the post came to our rescue. Wow. Anyway, we played a minute out of 5 of stoppage time. Oh, we're going to find a winner whilst we're giving the ball away. Ben White, really poor there. Bill says that was through Raya's legs. It was, yeah. And it came back off the post. And again, Arsenal have given the ball away. And again, Harry Kane's been tackled and goes down, but Bayern in possession, so we play on. And, that was a strange ball. Kingsley Coman couldn't get it under control. And in the end, Arsenal pick up possession. It's been quite scrappy in stoppage time, you have to say. Anyway, second over on that far side takes a good touch. Just touches it off to Ben White. We've played nearly 2 minutes of the 5 of stoppage time. It's looking like it's heading for a draw. It looks as though we are going to have to go to Germany and try and win. And Bayern Munich are going to have to try and beat us as well, let's be honest. But they've looked good tonight, Bayern, at times. We've not been great. but we've stuck at it. We've looked like we've managed to have got ourselves a draw, but it's been a struggle. And we're going to have to play a lot better next week. We're going to have to play a lot differently as well. We can't play this same way. But let's see what next week brings. For now, it's looking like a draw here tonight. Kimmich so with this throw, sorry. And now Kingsley Coman's trying to get past Gabriel, but he can't. And the ball's gone back to David Raya. We are into the last 2.5 minutes of stoppage time. Can Arsenal find the goal, make Terry's prediction come true, and give us a lead to defend in Germany? Or will Bayern Munich hang on for the draw? Or will Bayern Munich find a goal? It still could go either way, this game. We're into the final 2 minutes here at the Emirates. Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2. It's been a strange game in many ways. It's not been a great Arsenal performance, but we're going to come away with something to take over to Germany next week. But we've got it all to do still, unless we can find a goal in the couple of minutes that remain in this game. Zinchenko with his throw. Trossard flicks it on, but it's going to run all the way through to Manuel Neuer, who's probably not going to be in too much of a hurry, is he? Because I'm sure Bayern Munich, in the overall scheme of things, will probably be reasonably happy with a draw. Yes, they could have won the game, of course. They almost did a few moments ago. But equally, they could have lost as well with the start that we got. So, yeah, I think a draw is probably a fair result over the course of the game. But, yeah, we will need to play better, obviously, next week if we are going to make progress through. It's going to be very difficult going over to Germany, isn't it? And hope to win the game. Nathan says Kimmich has been linked with a move. He would be a top signing. He's such a good player. And he's actually a midfielder, not a right back. Yeah, you can see he's good on the ball, isn't he? You know, Arsenal now coming forward. Is that a foul? No, referee says no. And Bayern hoofed the ball away. We're into the last minute of stoppage time. It was outside the area. It wouldn't have been a penalty, but it could have been a dangerous free kick. And anyway, Arsenal in possession now. This might well be our last chance. Gabriel has got the ball, plays it out to William Saliba over on that far side. The mistakes at the back in that first half have proved costly, although Bayern are full. Oh, hang on. Saka's in. Is this going to be the moment? Saka's round the keeper, is he? Oh, was that a foul? Referee says no. VAR are probably going to check this. Arsenal may well get a very, very late penalty. Saka went through on goal, cut inside. Was it a good tackle by Neuer in goal? Now, Bayern are coming forward. Are we going to... There's been late drama here. Are we going to get even more late drama with a goal, possibly? Anyway, not sure what's happening here. Bayern are still playing on. The ball hasn't gone out of play, so we're not going to see what happens. In fact, the game, they've stopped the game because of a VAR check for the penalty. Saka's still down in the penalty area. Let's have a look and see what happened here. No, Saka's put his leg against Neuer's. That's not a penalty for me. That is not a penalty. Neuer didn't make a challenge. Saka's gone into his leg. That's not a penalty. That is not a penalty at all. And I'll be amazed. In fact, I think is a full-time whistle gone. In fact, a full-time whistle has gone. It's finished here. It's drama to the end. It has finished Arsenal 2, Bayern Munich 2. It definitely wasn't a penalty. And anyway, the game's finished. And it has ended in a draw. Wasn't a great Arsenal performance, you have to say. Really, really poor for long spells in that game. We started well, got the lead. Bukayo Saka with a really good finish. And then Ben White's gone through one-on-one to make it 2-0, but fired straight at Manuel Neuer. And then it quickly went downhill in that first half, didn't it? Serge Gnabry scored after some terrible defending from Gabriel. Bayern led at a break. Harry Kane's penalty after Leroy Sané was allowed to run about 40 yards with a ball before he was fouled in the box by William Saliba. Second half, Arsenal didn't really play that well. We huffed and puffed a little bit. Wasn't able to do an awful lot. It was the 2 substitutions in the end. Saka's now complaining at the referee about not being given a penalty at the end. I didn't think it was a penalty. I thought Manuel Neuer stood his ground and Saka kicked his leg out to try to win a penalty. Gabriel says that's a foul. No, it's not. Sorry, it's not. Terry says, no, not a pen. Definitely wasn't a pen. Regenda says, after a long chat with the ref, the decisions all went Bayern's way. I'm not really sure if they did. I don't think the decisions went their way particularly. I don't see any big decisions that we got on the wrong end of in that game. I thought it was all fair enough, really. Thomas Tuchel is in conversation with Gabriel Jesus. Not sure what he's saying to him there. Obviously, they know each other pretty well. And Sane as well. And Gabriel Jesus exchanging shirts with former Man City teammates. Terry says, we got away with one. Yeah, I thought we did get away with it a little bit. Nathan says, reflecting on the game, I think a draw is a good result. We'll need to up levels in the second leg to progress through to the next round. Yeah, I agree. I don't think a draw is a bad result. I think a draw was, it probably was the fair result on the night. Bayern had some chances on the counter-attack. We didn't play particularly well. Lots of possession without really doing too much. Gabriel says, clear. But no, he rushes out, but he stopped. And you watch, he moved his leg. He didn't put a challenge in. And Saka's left his leg out, and his legs hit onto the goalkeeper's legs. You watch, look. There, look, Saka's leg has gone into the goalkeeper. That's no way a penalty. That is no way a penalty. We've seen him given, but for me, that's not a penalty. Yeah, you're right. He misses the ball. He does miss the ball, but he didn't put a challenge in. He literally just stopped, and Saka's put his leg out, and his legs hit against Neuer's leg. To me, that's not a penalty. That's not a foul. Phil says, when I saw it again, I think he should have stayed on his feet. Exactly, yeah. He's gone around the keeper. You just stay on your feet and slot it in, don't you? He's gone down expecting to get fouled, but Neuer didn't make a challenge. And yeah, you're right. He should have stayed on his feet, and he could have had an opportunity to score. And that's why I think he's so frustrated at the end, Saka, that he didn't get the penalty, because he probably knows deep down that's what he could have done. He made the decision to go down to try to get the penalty, where what he should have done was stay on his feet and slotted it in. Anyway, Gabriel says, if Raya did that, the ref... Well, we don't know that, do we? It's impossible to say. That's not a penalty, though. It's not a penalty. He didn't touch him. Nathan says, Saka made contact with Neuer rather than... Exactly, yeah. Rather than Neuer. That's exactly what happened. Yeah, Saka made contact. If anything, it's a foul on the goalkeeper, if anything. If you're gonna say the referee should have spotted it, the referee should have given a foul on the goalkeeper, because it is a foul. But Bayern had the ball and had a counter-attack. So that's the right decision. Phil says, easy tapping. Exactly, yeah. But that's what you see. Arsenal have got into this little habit, haven't we, lately? I've noticed, Ben White diving the other day, Havertz diving tonight, Saka doing that there. It's like we've got that kind of Spanish Barcelona kind of thing, haven't we? Where, we're trying to look at those ways to win rather than actually looking to win in the right way. Like you said, Saka could have scored. Rajendra says Kane should have been sent off for the... Well, he could have been. He could have been sent off for the elbow. Anyway, Leandro Trossard's here, so let's have a listen to him, shall we?
Penalty shout. What's your initial thoughts? Yeah, on the pitch, it looked like a penalty to me. I haven't seen the replay, but for me, it looked like it was clear contact. But I have to wait after to see it again, obviously. Aside from that moment, being behind at halftime and being able to come back and get draw out of this game, how are you feeling as a group? Are you pleased with that result? I think not pleased, but obviously when you're 2-1 down at halftime, you take a point at the end. Obviously, I think we started so well the first half. The first 15-20 minutes were so good, and then we could have scored 2 or 3, I think. And then when they scored the equalizer, you can see how kind of quality they have to hurt us as well. And at the end of the day, it's a draw, so we take it, and then we have to finish it off when we go there. When you came on, what was the message from the manager to you? What did he ask of you? To try to turn it around, and luckily I helped the team again with a goal, so I'm pleased with that. And now we have to work hard for the next game also. You've scored more goals as a substitute than any other player in the top 5 leagues in Europe. That's quite something. You're a difference maker. I always try to do whatever I can on the pitch to help the team if I start or if I come on as a sub. That's a great stat. So hopefully I can help a bit more in the next week. There were so many good battles out there on the pitch. Going into the second leg in Munich now, how much belief do you have that you can win this and get through to the next stage? Still a good belief, I think. We have such a great team, and we know we'll be hard there as well. But if we play at our best level, I think we can beat anyone, and we have to show it there. And like I said, it's a tough schedule coming up, so we need to recover now and then play the game on the weekend. Well played tonight. Thank you.
a big battle at the Emirates tonight. We'll do more analysis in just a moment this weekend.
Well, there you go. So that was Leandro Trossard there. Another goal from him from the bench. You think you want to start more games, wouldn't you? But anyway, he does make an impact. He did tonight, got the equalizer, which may well prove crucial. But it's a little bit frustrating for me, that game tonight. We never really played that well, did we? I don't know. Very, very difficult there. Terry says, last time LT saved Arteta's arse, he didn't get picked for 3 months. Yeah, that's true. Emerson's there, dear my friend. Good to see you. Hope you well. I haven't seen you for a while, actually. You have to sort something out. He says, I'm waiting for the second leg. I do believe we've been robbed. I don't know. See, I don't think that's a penalty. I think Saka has got the contact on the goalkeeper. But we've seen him given. But yeah, I agree. The second leg is going to be tough because Bayern are a very good side. You know, a lot of people were saying in the build-up, look at their league form, they're miles off the top. Yes, I think what's happened a little bit is, Bayer Leverkusen have been so strong, and when it's looking as though the games are running out and you've not got the points on the ball, then you suddenly lose a bit of focus. And I think Bayern Munich's focus has turned to the Champions League. And I had a feeling that tonight they were going to be a tough opposition, and they were. And they played well tonight, Bayern. They did play well. They looked at, I think Tuchel understood what he needed to do from his team to get a result, and they carried it out. And, they got the draw. And, yeah, we've got to go over there next week and find a way to be better. We've got to be better next week, haven't we? If we play like we did there, we will struggle to go through next week. There's no doubt about that. We didn't create enough chances tonight. Bayern looked very, very dangerous on the counter-attack. Yeah, I suppose you've got to say they're at home next week. And the emphasis is going to be more on them to attack. They're not going to be able to sit back and counter maybe the same. It's going to be a different type of game, and maybe it might suit us, our counter-attacking. It's going to be an interesting game next week, isn't it? Gabriel says there's Davis suspended for a second. Yeah, he is, and that's a big blow for them, isn't it? And that's good news for us because he played well tonight. Emerson says there, Saka couldn't go anywhere else. I think we needed to win tonight to be confident. Saka, yeah, no, we did. We needed to win tonight. I think so. He couldn't go. He couldn't really have gone anywhere else. But if you notice, Neuer stood still, and Saka put his leg across Neuer, didn't he? And sort of kicked across Neuer. That's what happened. I mean, he could maybe have avoided that and gone around a keeper and tried to score. I don't know. It was all at pace, wasn't it? But first of all, you look at it, you think that's a penalty. Then you look at the replay, and I'm like, no, I don't think it is. I think Saka made the contact with the goalkeeper. Had the goalkeeper carried on going, what Neuer did, he came out, he saw the ball go past him, and he sort of held back. He didn't stick his leg out to make a challenge, did he? He sort of pulled back, and then Saka's kicked his leg. I think, if anything, it's a foul on the goalkeeper, but we've definitely seen them given. There's no doubt about that. Virginia says, we know what to expect from them and be better, and we have a better defence. Well, we didn't today, did we? We conceded 2 really poor goals, and their defence was good tonight. I was worried, well, not worried, I was sort of thought that their defence was going to be their weakness tonight, and it wasn't. Excuse me. They defended really well. We defended quite poorly. So, although on paper we've got a better defence, we're going to have to defend better next week because we can't afford to concede soft goals like that over there. That's for dead certain. Gabriel says there, in my opinion, it's a pen, but good game. Well, yeah, it was a good game. It was a good game, tense game, absolutely. Magenda says, how about the kicking of Saka throughout the game? Oh, no, Saka got a kicking throughout the game. He did, absolutely. I mean, I think a couple of their players got booked for fouls on him. But you've got to do what you have to do to win. We need to, next week, we're going to have to kick a few of their players, I think, to stop them. So you've got to win, isn't it? Phil says, tough second leg to go. Let's turn our attention to stuffing Villa now. Heads up. No, exactly. Yeah, that's what we want to do. Yeah. I say, I've been looking at the last few weeks. I've not been looking ahead at the future 2 or 3 games coming up. You see all these things on Twitter, the next 5 games, how many points will Arsenal get? And I'll be ignoring all that. Just the next game, that's all I've been thinking of. Can we win the next game? Will we win the next game? So far, it's been okay till tonight. And now, yes, we can put this to bed for a week and focus on Villa now and look into that game at the weekend. We have to win. Won't be easy. Villa are a good side. And Emery's still, I think, still got a point to prove. They beat us away and they're going to come to the Emirates and try and get a result, a draw or something like that, weren't they? They were a good team with some good players. So let's see what happens there. Nathan says pressure is next week. It will show whether Arteta has the chops or not. Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. And see, I've enjoyed the last few weeks, and I've enjoyed it mainly because the pressure's starting to build because you get into that point in the season, and we've managed to keep picking up these results. Not always playing brilliantly in the last 2 or 3 games, but getting the results. And it's like, well, that's good. That's what I want to see. I want to see us under pressure respond and get the results, and that's what we need to do. And obviously, next Aston Villa's another test of that on Sunday. Let's get through that, and then we can worry about next week. And yeah, you're right. I want to see what we're about, and we're going to find out. I said this earlier, in the next few weeks, whether it's the Champions League game coming up or in the Premier League, the next 3 or 4 weeks, we are going to see what this team's made of, what this manager's made of. Have we learned from those mistakes of the past, last couple of years? We're going to find out, aren't we? Redendra says, why are you taking what I saw incorrectly? I don't get what you mean, sorry. Redendra says, I was saying that we need to get our better defence back again. Well, I mean, it was the same defence that played. We just made mistakes tonight, didn't we? And is that the pressure? What we need to do next week is we can't afford to concede 2 goals. We need to keep a clean sheet, and then we're going to give ourselves a big chance of going through, because I think we can score against this team. We showed tonight, and I think we can score over there, absolutely. So if we defend properly next week, you're right. But tonight, our 2 main best defenders, Gabriel and Saliba, both made poor mistakes that cost us 2 goals. And if they do the same next week, we're gonna be in trouble, aren't we? Anyway, Regenda says, I was looking to the next game there, not what happened here. Mistakes can happen. No, absolutely, mistakes can happen. And next week, we've got to be better defensively. Absolutely, we've got to be better all over the pitch. I thought today our passing was really poor. I thought, I don't know, we just seem to... We were. It was mentioned in the chat, wasn't it? We were too predictable, and I thought we was too predictable tonight. And yeah, and I do think as though it was a little bit easy for Bayern to defend at times. The one bit of quality we showed in that second half, Gabriel's great feet in the box, brought us the goal. It brought us the goal, didn't it? But there you go. Gabriel says Liverpool got a pen last Sunday for a less obvious foul. Well, no, but I mean, the one tonight wasn't a foul. Saka wasn't fouled, so it's not Liverpool. The Liverpool one, there was that a foul, or was there contact? Maybe not. I agree that may not have been a penalty. But just because that was given doesn't mean we should give this one. When in actual fact Saka wasn't fouled at all. 2 wrongs don't make a right, do they? But there you go. Terry says Arteta still hasn't convinced me he's the one. No, I don't think he's convinced any of us doubters that he's the one to make these changes. Actually, Harry Kane, let's listen to Harry Kane, shall we? I know it's not what we really want to hear, but anyway.
How different an Arsenal team is this to the ones that you faced in the past? Obviously, you've only gone the majority of this season. Is there a distinct difference now to this team, the one you faced over the years, scored so many goals against? Yeah, I think you've seen it probably over the last couple of years. Probably my last season at Tottenham, they was really strong, and they had a good go at trying to win the league. But they're a really good team, and that's we changed our plan a little bit today in terms of how we defended without the ball. More of a 4-4-2, and then had to work and had to dig deep, but they keep the ball well and find the spaces. But of course, we know we're playing a top team, the top of the Premier League for a reason. So
Harry, tell me what was in your mindset. Obviously, we have admiration for you as an England fan. Obviously, now you love playing against Arsenal, but these 2 guys are very physical, aren't they? And they've played against Haaland recently. They seem to have a much more difficult game against you tonight. Did you have a special plan for them?
No, I think whenever you come up against 2 top centre halves, like probably you 2, it would have been. You just have to fight for your team, and you have to hold the ball up. You have to win fouls, and that's what I've done. The 2 tall, strong centre halves, and I back myself as a number 9 to try and bring players into play and I hold the ball up. But we had a good battle. There was times I held the ball. There was times they won it, and that's football. We'll probably do the same again next week.
Harry, have you missed this lot behind the camera singing to you?
I think they have a soft respect for me.
Listen, it almost felt like it was written in the stars that you come back to the Emirates and you score a goal. Is there a little bit of satisfaction in you, not just for your new team, but also perhaps for your old team?
Well, yeah, I know there wasn't just Bayern Munich fans watching this game tonight, so there's maybe a little bit more pressure. But no, it's always a tough game. Arsenal's obviously been
Took the minute, didn't you?
tough. So I said he slow-moed it. It was one of them where I've done a bit of research on his games against Porto. And he really hit to the corners early, so I had to probably change my style a little bit, but that's part of it. And I had to see him go early and kind of make it easy for me.
What's going to be the difference in the way you guys approach the game?
We'll probably be a bit more aggressive, I say, without the ball. I think having no fans in the was tough, so to have a full stadium back in Munich will be incredible for us, and I think that will really help push us on. And that's what we're using.
Well, that's enough Harry Kane, I think, isn't it, really, for one night? Let's see how it goes. Mark C says, and this result might be the wake-up call we need in the Champions League, should make us more focused next week. Well, it's how you respond, isn't it? Whenever you maybe have a disappointing performance or disappointing result, it's how you respond to that, isn't it? That's the key. You know, you're never going to play 100% at your best every single game in any competition. It's impossible. Even Man City have bad games, as we've seen. But it's how you respond, isn't it? What you can't do is we can't allow this maybe slightly poor performance to affect Sunday's game against Villa or next week. We have to just put it behind us and improve. That's what we've got to do. So yeah, let's see how we respond. That's what it's about, isn't it? In recent seasons, at this point, when things have gone against us, we haven't been able to respond in the right way. We need to respond now. We've got to win on Sunday, and then we've got to obviously go over to Germany and win that game as well to go through. So yeah, let's see what happens. But I mean, I don't think it was a matter of not being focused enough tonight. I think we came up against a very good team who was really well coached. I thought they got their tactics spot on, and we struggled. We struggled to cope with that, and we never got going really in our game. And if Bayern do the same next week, yes, Harry Kane just said they're going to be more aggressive and stuff like that next week at home with a crowd and stuff like that. So it's going to be a different game. Let's see how we cope in a difficult atmosphere. Let's hope we can do it. Gabriel says it's up for grabs. The same for City Real Go. Absolutely, yeah, it's up for grabs. Absolutely, it is. Hopefully we go through, but this was much better than Porto first game. Yeah, but don't forget, Porto's first game was away. This was at home. We should be winning at home, really. But yeah, we didn't do enough tonight to win that game. Absolutely not. I thought Bayern deserved their draw. And we're going to have to be better next week, aren't we? Let's hope we are. But before that, of course, we're playing on Sunday, aren't we? And that's a massive game now against Aston Villa. We've got to dust ourselves down from this disappointment. We're still in it. That's the main thing. We're not out. We wouldn't have been out of it anyway. Even if we'd lost this game 2-1, we would have still been in with a chance. It's a little bit easier now. We just got to go there and win as opposed to go there and win by 2 goals. We just need to go and win. But equally so do they. And we saw what a threat they are going forward. But I knew there was going to be. So I'm not totally surprised by that at all. And I've kind of grown to like Harry Kane. Now he's left Tottenham a little bit. You know, we've given him some stick over the years. Of course we have. But I kind of quite like him now. Obviously, he's a talisman for England. And yeah, obviously when they're playing against us like tonight, you don't want him to do well, but I kind of got a little bit more of a soft spot for him now. Actually, he's quite a nice guy, really, isn't he? Let's be honest. He's a horrible player to play against, absolutely, but you know, I'm kind of developing a bit of a soft spot for him, which is a bit disappointing. Gabriel says the draw was a fair result. No, yeah, I thought the draw was a fair result tonight, and it's all to play for. And it's going to be exciting next week, isn't it? But I'd say before that, we've got Sunday. Let's not forget that big game, isn't it? Terry says there, Tommy T ain't no mug. Bayern will definitely be up for it next week. And yeah, no, it's going to be tough. It's absolutely going to be tough. I think our chance of going through is not. It's 50-50 at the minute, isn't it? It's 50-50. Phil says it's not 5-1 at least. No, it isn't. But we should be better than that anyway. But you're right, it wasn't 5-1. Gabriel says you feel bad for Kane because he doesn't win trophies. He's not going to win any trophies this year, is he? Which is quite funny. But no, I think deep down, I think most of us as Arsenal fans have always had massive respect for Harry Kane as a player. Yes, we don't like the way he plays often, but the goals he scores, how important he was for Tottenham. You know, you do have a respect for players that are that good, really. And obviously what he's done for England as well and stuff. So, yeah, now he's left Tottenham, we can kind of respect him a little bit more, and you can almost like him a little bit. I do a little bit, I think. So, yeah, let's see. Gabriel says there, from 5-1 to 2-2, Arteta has taken us to another level. Well, if we get knocked out, it makes no difference. It makes no difference if you lose both legs 5-1 or if we lose 1-0 next week and lose 3 to an aggregate. We've still lost and we're still out. It makes no difference. Does it? Absolutely makes no difference. I don't care if we lose 5-0 or next week or we lose 1-0. If we lose, we lose. We're out either way. If we win and go through, then he's taken us to a semi-final. And it'll only be our 3rd ever Champions League semi-final. And you'd have to give him credit for that. That would be great. So far, he's done nothing different to what we've done over the past 20 years in the Champions League. He's got to the quarter-final, which we've done a few times, not for a while, but we've done it before and got knocked out. He needs to make that step, doesn't he? So let's see. Anyway, it's getting late. I need a cup of tea. So thanks for watching tonight, guys. Please give us a like before you go. Of course, we'll be back on Sunday. I'll have to decide if I'm going to do the 2 watch-alongs. I'm definitely doing the women's game at 6:30. I may do the men's game as well. I don't know yet. But if not, I might just chill and watch it at home, just relaxed and, enjoy the game, and then do the women's game and maybe do a review show of the Villa game maybe on a Monday or something like that. So we'll see. But anyway, stick around because I'll let you know what's going on. Terry says, I'd set a masterclass needed next week. Yeah, exactly. But are we going to get one? Or are we going to get a disaster class that we've seen in the last few years? Let's hope for the best. That's all we can do. Hope for the best, isn't it? Anyway, that game's done now. It's forgotten. Let's focus on Sunday, moving forward, bouncing back, getting a better result, and I'm sure we will. So let's see about that. Join me on Sunday. It's going to be a big day, an epic day of football. So enjoy the rest of your week, whatever you're doing. Hopefully the weather improves as well, because it's been pretty grim, hasn't it, recently? Let's be honest. Well, I want some sunshine, that's all. A little bit of sunshine, an Arsenal trophy. What a way to finish the season. It'd be great, wouldn't it? So yeah, join me on Sunday. It'd be good to see you. Terry says, "Night, Richard, all in the chat." Indeed, and yourself, my friend, and everybody else as well. Thank you very much for all your comments tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Champions League, are we going to get to the semi-final? We're going to find out next week, aren't we? But in the meantime, we've got Villa to come. Unai Emery's return again to the Emirates Stadium. Let's give him the welcome that he deserves, and let's send him away with the defeat he deserves as well, shall we? It's going to be an interesting game Sunday against Aston Villa, and of course next Wednesday as well. Mark C says, "Cheers, we'll see you Sunday." Indeed, you will, my friend. Take it easy, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your week. I will see you soon. Come on, you Gunners. We can still do this. We're still in it. We'll take that, won't we? But we've got to be better next week, and we will. See you later, guys. Thanks for watching. Take it easy.